Test me. All right. You can cut out that other shit.
Hey, yo, hey. Yeah. Run it up, Blondo.
Hey, bitch, I'm from Texas, where we should ride in swangers and put diamonds in our necklace. Pour drink inside my lemonade till it look like a Pepsi. See, I come from the D where we got checks and we be flexing. If you ain't from my state, then you should know, don't fuck with Texas. Hey, we always strapped, we keep our weapons. My mama from the 8, she slowed it down for me at 7. Used to think Pepsi was the guy before he went to heaven. I knew what pushing P was before Gunna even said it. Hey, C0 taught me keep my weapon and never trust a nigga or a bitch cause it's expected. No killers from the country, they ride horses and throw selfies. Got niggas in the East ride ATVs with Mac 11s.
First off, you better remember what that sign say before you come down here to this bitch. Don't mess with Texas. Cause you know everybody around this bitch got guns, nigga.
Hey, see, I'm from Texas. We got Beyonce, Trey the Truth, and we can't forget Devin. Big shout out to them boys, and I can't forget back to Texas. I've been feeling like Luca, how about that shit a blessing? #1 rule in Texas, keep it solid, ain't no telling. Hey, and always keep your fucking weapon. A nigga try me or the guys, we got no choice but stretch him. If he survive these shots at first, bet he die on that stretcher. These diamonds, I got water, might just go Johnny my next one. Hey, this Texas tea is what I drink. Sauce Walker had us dripping, sauce having hoes in on drink. Young Nasa had us jigging, dipping, ain't know how to think. Now I got all these niggas stepping, swiping, catching plays. Hey.
Well, the side of the rain, we gon' shine. Let's ball and parlay. It's summer time. We feel it good. Charlie boy at the time. Country boys from the hood. And we shining bright. We got me feeling like it's Saturday evening, sun going down, but ain't nobody leaving. And you seeing, feeling, believing. Watch my white rain, hell start to recede. Talking about the time, watching the line. County reclined on the 72 drive. Truck is gon' vibe, street is still fly. Shit sideways in my feet don't stop. Hell shocks high, body's gon' rock. Beating up the block, but the top they gon' knock. Turn it up, you cannot. Sun is absurd. Open up my mouth and I'ma still blizzard. I'm a wizard with syllables and verbs. And it's in the roll down without using herbs. Oil sipping serve, just cause of herb. Mr. Bill Hurt, don't sense my suburb. Well, the sun is the rain. We gon' shine and ball and parlay. It's summertime. We feel it good. Charlie boy at the time. Country boys from the hood. And we shining bright. Let the type fall in, 24s through the hood, you know that boy crawling. Times drop cause it's hot on that stressed out thing. Charlie boy in the type, we the best out, man. Country boys living life like never before. Thinking platinum in the ghetto, so we better to blow. But now it's summertime, pull out the Lex in the Hummer time. Get your shine on, dawg, be a stunner time. I'm feeling good cause the hood love me. I give doubt to my niggas and they all hug me. Add cash to the stands with every CD sold. $20 at the door just to see me flow. Doing well, making mail, cause I'm living my dream. DVD, changing scenes, 60-inch flat screen. I bought the house and the car with the same damn chick. 100 rocks in the watch, all invisible sick. Hit the club showing love, 20 bottles of Chris. I'm a ball blowing money like it didn't cost shit. It's the Charlie in the tight country ghetto boys. Feeling good when we shine like some ghetto stars. On the side of the rain, we gon' shine. That ballin' parlay. It's summer time. We feelin' good. Johnny boy and the time. Country boys from the hood. And we shining bright. Flex with the bird and it's my home. If you ain't know me, my home. Johnny mama bottle. Mansion bottle. Sipping codeine, leaning out the bottle. Man, I'm so cold. Tough back to follow. I was swinging brother coming down about $1. Talking about the love. Oh, what the fuck? What's the damn deal? Big tiger, big tub. AKA, pick what you say. Have a damn shoot up in the shit today. Boy, don't play. What's in my water? I'm a dick punk like a herded South Rider. Was a tum-tum. Fat bastard going faster. I'ma come swinging bones like a damn Chester. I'ma get drunk at the park on Sunday. What's up, Angela? Coley Porsche. Well, it's sunny or gray. 2 pieces down and ball and parlay from the damn summertime. Down the sunny or gray. We gon' shine. Yo, me and Charlie go forever shine like my nigga Baby. Wanna say what up to the Cash Money Millionaires. Y'all be sure to pick up that album from the big timers, you know what I mean? Cop my nigga Baby CD, #1.
It's your boy Doc Holiday. Become a subscriber on HBCU Overdrive on YouTube, and you can follow me on all social media platforms at HBCU_Overdrive on Twitter and Instagram. You can catch me on TikTok at Holiday1925 and on Facebook under my real name, David E. Smith Douglas. Also, when you become an exclusive family member, you get all the membership perks. You get all the exclusive members only videos, early access to new videos, member shout outs, and members only live chats. And also you can get birthday shout outs on here And remember, when you become a subscriber, you can also hit the donation to the Cash App at HBCU Overdrive. You can hit the PayPal, David Smith 1925, and you can hit the Zelle, David E. Smith 30 at gmail.com. Remember, all proceeds go towards the channel, not the pocket. All right. Just called me, told me, ain't had no sound. Anyway, sorry about that. Welcome back to HBCU Tonight, powered by HBCU Overdrive. Make sure that you like, stream, comment, share, most of all, subscribe to the channel. Get everything that you need, HBCU Overdrive. Appreciate everybody for joining me today. But like I said, we got a split crowd between YouTube and Twitter. Make sure to post on YouTube, on Twitter. Come on to the dark side, hit that subscribe button, and boom. There we go. And I apologize about the technical delay, y'all. It's been one of those. It's been a long 72 hours, but I'm back, and it's like I ain't never left. But other than that, man, we gonna get it going, y'all. I know everybody wants to hear about my rendition of SWAC Media Day, and you will get that in just a minute. Get that in just a minute. Let me try to figure something out over here. Slide. Maybe that. All right. Try to get some stuff going on right now, so see what we can do. But how's everybody's evening going? How's everybody's evening? I know everybody had a good evening, so yeah, Miss Kim, it's things I said I was gonna do, and I'm trying to get some things worked out so we can kind of get everything going. But when you press for time and try to do everything, I try to do everything by myself. Sometimes I tend to forget. I tend to forget to get certain things. But we won't have that. We won't have that issue for next year. We won't have that issue any time for any time this season. But look, I did go ahead and created, my overlay. So try to make it a little bit more professional on this side right here. Gotcha. Appreciate you. And I could have did, yeah. Thank you for referring me to him. And I sure could have did this when I was at work too. But yeah, other than that, man, I think SWAC Media Day was a success. I thought it was a success. So it was one of those things where I really didn't have, I really didn't have too much to go on and try to get some, I just try to get some things done. I really was trying to get some things. Yeah. Yeah, I know my own job does it. So my own job does it. So I'm trying to get some things settled, but I'm trying to get some other things as far as microphones, lighting, some more stuff to go for my camera. But I did take a lot of, now don't get me wrong, I took a lot of pictures. I took a lot of pictures. So I literally like the camera that we got for the championship game, right before the championship game last year in December, I've been taking a lot of pictures with this. So I was basically, if people saw me, I was literally taking pictures in the ESPN room. I was taking pictures in the podcast room where everybody else was at. Took pictures on the other side, where all the other folks was at, where I would call them big time names were at. But I was doing double duty. I was basically working. And so I'm going to try to get some of these pictures developed. I got to get a cord. Yes, Aquay. Yes, Aquay. Yes. I will reach out to your husband. Okay. But yeah, I did a lot this and within 72 hours, well, in the last 24 hours. I'm gonna be honest with you, 24 hours. 72 hours was on Monday. I'm telling you, I am doggone tired. So my day on Monday started out with basically helping my big sister move into her new house. And that was the one that was here with me on Sunday. So she helped me move into my new house, and she also paid for my ticket to go to Birmingham. And she did that. Also, what she did too was she made sure that my hair was done, even though I had a fishtail. It started hurting, and I can't go to sleep with that thing on like that. So I just took it now, and I'm back to it being long. And she and my little sister, they cussed me out talking about, don't you ever let your hair grow out like that. I literally had a big ass afro up under my head for like the last 8 months. So I told her I'm not gonna go ahead. I'm gonna make sure everything looks good. So the next place I'm going to would be to I will be heading down towards Prairie View, Texas for the Labor Day Classic. That is my first game. Now, decide if I want to go to Monroe. Ain't no but a 4-hour drive from Dallas to Monroe, Louisiana. I have no problem doing that. All right. I did see the tickets. They did release the single game tickets. They are fairly cheap. So if I'm going to go to Monroe, I need to make sure that I get my ticket. But I also need to make sure I need to reach out to the SID for Prairie View so I can go ahead and get my credentials to cover the Labor Day Classic. I've been trying to do that for like the last 2 years. I have been unsuccessful, and this is going to be year 3 coming up. We're not going to try to. We're not trying to miss in that game. And plus, my niece, she goes to Prairie View. She's already asked me, Uncle David, can you come down there so you can take pictures of the band and videos and stuff like that? And I told her I would try to come. That is my niece. That is my third niece. We all talk about. But other than that, I am just glad, and I am just glad and elated that I was able to get down to Birmingham again. It was a success. But before we get into my talk, let's go in to some news from the world of our beloved HBCUs. So just had this posted, but coming, y'all gonna beat me up. Coming from the land of, from the highest of 7 hills in Tallahassee, Florida, the women leaders Nike Division 1 FCS Executive of the Year award goes to none other than Tiffany Dawn Sykes, Director of Athletics of Florida A&M. She is named the FCS Division 1 FCS Executive of the Year following 2023-2024 year. And that must have came out either yesterday or today. But if it did come out yesterday, I didn't even touch on it, but it did come out yesterday. So this is coming from Kansas City, Missouri. Florida A&M's Vice President and Director of Athletics, Tiffany Dawn Sykes, was named Women Leaders in Sports Nike Division 1 FCS Executive of the Year for 2023-2024. This award is truly a reflection of the hard work and dedication of our student athletes, coaches, and staff, said Sykes. I am inspired by their commitment to excellence both on and off the field. I am grateful for the opportunity to lead this championship program and for the opportunity to contribute to its success. In Sykes' first full season at Florida A&M, the Rattlers made history on and off the field. On the field, the Rattlers won 2 national championships for the first time in the same season, as football won the Celebration Bowl and men's golf won the PGA Works Collegiate Championship. The Rattlers also saw a couple of more firsts as women's cross country, football, and indoor track and field won the SWAC championship for the first time in program history. The Rattlers also had 5 teams that finished second in the SWAC tournament championship. Sykes made the department history off the field as the department saw 6 teams achieve 6 perfect 1,000 scores in the 22-23 academic progress rate report for the most in department history. The HBCU National Golf Champions finished in the top 10% of the nation for the 1,000 multi-year score to earn an NCAA APR Public Recognition Award, the second time the Rattlers saw a sport in the top 10% in department history. Sykes also led in renaming the football field to Ken Riley Field, the football locker room to George Godfather Thompson locker room, and the softball field to Veronica Wiggins Field. The Rattlers also hosted the 2023 Florida High School Athletics Association Football State Championships for the first time since 1978. Under Sykes' leadership, The Rattlers also launched its first ever digital streaming platform, Rattlers Plus, and its first ever athletics app. Hey, I'm just gonna tell y'all. That one is putting in work. Okay, anybody say. I do not care what anybody say. That woman is putting in work. Y'all hear me? do you hear me? So other than that, y'all, man, that is something to be happy and to be grateful for, if you really think about it. Right. And they want to get rid of her. Y'all crazy. Y'all smoking crack. Anyway. But oh my goodness. And we're gonna talk about that too. Again, hoodies are here. So hoodies are here in over here at my house. I got an old hoodie on. But if you see, we got them HBCU Overdrive, plain black and white for right now. We got them going for $40 plus $8 shipping and handling. We have a medium, extra large, and 2X available. Small and large are already gone. If you can send all the money if you want one. We're just doing a fast pre-sale right now. You can send it over to Cash App, HBCU Overdrive on Cash App, David E. Smith Douglas, David E. Smith 30 at gmail.com for Zelle, and on PayPal, David Smith 1925. Man, if you go and get you one of these hoodies, you'll like the quality, you'll like the feel, it fits well. So make sure, hey, if you want to, hit me up, let me know, because I was sending them out at ASAP, super ASAP. And put that out there. And put that out there also. But other than that, man, look, I'm gonna take you. Okay, here we go. All right. This is my take, as always, for SWAC Media Day. First and foremost, y'all, I just want to give my thank you to the Southwestern Athletic Conference for allowing me to come to Birmingham to cover the kickoff of the football season. And I can't say with, just without gratitude. I just want to say thank you to the commissioner, Dr. Charles McClellan. Thank you to the associate commissioner, Andrew Young, everybody that is working at the SWAC office for giving this kid from East Oak Cliff a chance to live out his dream, and I can't say enough, because So everybody hit me up. I'm doing the show. But just giving a kid from East Oak Cliff a shot at living out his dream of covering sports, of interviewing great coaches and great players and just great leaders overall. So I can't thank them enough that this was a hard and tedious adventure, but the culmination trumps everything else. The culmination trumps everything else. But as far as my experience, my take on media day, I left out Monday night. Of course, I left out Monday night to get to Birmingham, and so once I got into town and took an Uber over to the hotel, I pretty much just I'm like went from being Clark Kent and turned into Superman. Went in looking a little bit more professional this time around, because last year, y'all know, I just had on my light blue polo shirt, some shorts, and some sneakers, and my hat. And I'm like, you know what? This time I'm going to be a little bit more different with my approach. I'm going to be a little bit more different when it comes to my visual. So, again, shout out to my sisters for hooking their big brother up. And, you know, came in with the black on black, black jeans, black polo shirt. Man, Devin Mario, I'm back home now. I'm back home. It was a turnaround trip, man. It was business as usual. But it was something that I look forward to do every year. And that's why I said I am going to be basically treat all this treat this whole thing as far as it being you know, like I said, this is a business trip. So let's see. Yeah, it's not coming up. Let's see if this coming up right now. But other than that, man, get my setup. To my left was Timona doing her thing. To my right, of the right wall was Blue and Coach Fred doing their thing. Right next to him was the Golden Boot with the HBCU We're doing their thing. Alcorn had their back wall with their setup. On the other side of between me and the ESPN room, of course, HBCU game time, HBCU game day with Stephen Gaither. Shout out to him. Of course, Tiger Talk TV and the crew over there. If I miss someone, don't beat me up. Charge it to my head and not my heart. So we had a lot of people. It was people that was there, and then of course in the main room was the room for ESPN. So that was the whole setup, and that's how it was this year than what from last year. I can't think of any other place for them to have it, but having it at Sheridan Birmingham, it was good. So of course, get in there, saw Coach McDowell, talked to him for a second. I saw Coach Erod, talked to him for a little bit, chit chat, talked to him for a little bit. Also, I didn't get a chance to speak to Coach Hampton. I did talk to Coach Wade. We had a little conversation for a second until they got to got to doing what they doing. What game am I coming for to in Jackson? Of course, I'm gonna come for the FAMU game, October the 19th. I'll be there for homecoming also. What else other games? I said I'm gonna come for the Soul Bowl, but that's gonna be in Lorman. So, but I'll still be in Mississippi for that. I'm trying to come for the Southern for the Boombox class. So I'm going to try to go ahead and save the coins and get all what I can and everything, so we can kind of get all this stuff planned out before the actual season gets kicks off. But hold on, y'all. Let me refresh this thing right here. Be right back. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. So we got some things to do. But other than that, man, when I did my interviews, so here's something that I did as far as when it came to my interviews. So I started doing the single interviews, and I was, somebody taught me how to do it. Of course, Timon taught me how to do it. But here goes me being the genius that I am. A couple of the interviews didn't have sound with it. So I'm kicking myself in I'm kicking myself in the ass because some of my interviews didn't have sound with it. My single interviews didn't have sound with it. So it sucks that now I got to go back and try to figure out how to get the sound to come back on there, to get it on there. But, it to me, it's all a test. It's all a test of what God put you through. And I think that was my test, and I was going to figure out how to get that going. But interviewing the some of the people that I wanted to interview. Of course, interviewing the commissioner. Interviewing the commissioner. That was my very first thing that I wanted, was to interview the commissioner. And I told people this. It was great because I was in the other room. I was just trying to get coaches to come over to come speak to me and everything, and players to come over to come speak to me and conduct interviews and stuff like that. And so I ran into Dr. McClellan, and we chit-chatted for a second. And I told him, I asked him, did he see the preseason, picks and everything? He said he didn't get it. And so we showed it to him. And he had some words. He had some choice words to say in the most politically correct way. But he had some words to say. But interviewing him when it comes to media right deals, I kept it strictly business. I don't want to press nobody. When it comes down to it, when he says, look, the Council of Presidents and Chancellors have much of a say as I do, that means that in a sense, he can't answer that. It's our leadership that answers that. He is merely a speaking, he is merely there to just be a representative, a figurehead for all 12 schools in the conference. But we also talked about moving the basketball tournament over to Atlanta for the next year, this coming up season. And he was elated about that. It was a business move, and the tournament in Birmingham could have been a success if it was more done open as far as promoting the brand, promoting the conference, promoting the schools, and just promoting the city overall. Atlanta to me is a great move. You don't. In fact, here's the thing: the SEC does not play their basketball tournament in Atlanta. They play it in Nashville. So of course, this is a prime move for the SWAC. I like it. I love it. And it's more. You have more to do in Atlanta than you would have in Birmingham. And I know that there are things to do at Birmingham, but you have more. You have a plethora of places to go to in Atlanta than you have in Birmingham. But he also said this about the football standards, where teams were being placed. What up, my guy? Where teams were being placed, and he said, this is coming from him. He said that he sees it that a team with 2 conference losses is still going to make the SWAC championship game. That's what he said. Man, shout out to my bro Deacon Mel, man. This dude, this is a stand-up guy right here. He lives in Birmingham, man, and bro, is just a stand-up guy, and you know what I'm saying? I'm glad that my guy has been, you know, is a good friend to it, man. What's going on? Stop talk, man. Prayers to you and your family, dog. You in my, you know what I'm saying? You in my prayers, dog. You know, I read what was going on with you, but you in my prayers, dog. Atlanta is better than playing on someone else's campus outside of that. Lexi Arena was the next best thing. And you know what? It's crazy because when I left out last night, we rolled by the Legacy Arena, and I'm like, we could have played in there. We could have played in there. Man. Yeah. Yeah, when the tournament was in H-Town in Houston, the Toyota Center was too big and too cavernous. So we needed to be at a small place. It's literally like right there. Yes, it is, man. That's crazy because we passed by and I'm like, dude, that looks better than some college basketball arenas. For some Power 5 schools. But yeah, we ended the talk that he said that he feel like that the championship and the SWAC, the SWAC championship, the two teams that would be participating in the championship game, either one or both might have 2 losses in conference, and they will still make the actual game. So we ended that, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be honest with you. Dr. McClellan is like that. He like that uncle that tell you you know you're doing wrong, but I'm gonna give you some game to where we can go ahead and get you back on track. That's how I see Dr. McClellan. That's how I see Dr. McClellan right there, man. But he's a standout guy, man. So I can't really say nothing bad about him or nothing like that. I really can't. He's done a lot for this conference, and he's gonna be here for another 8 years. ATL will attract more people. Of course, Alabama and Florida schools, it'll be a closer drive, than the Texas schools and Louisiana schools. So, but yeah, like then I had Trump. Look, I said I was gonna get her on the show to do an interview with me, and I finally got it. And I'm talking about 80 sites. And first and foremost, I don't care what anybody say something bad about her. 80 sites was looking good at the at media day yesterday. What did everybody say? She had the green dress on, long sleeves with the Rolex on the left wrist. She had a baseball pendant, the championship baseball pendant on, and she was working it. She was working it, and it's a shame. It's a shame that some of the constituents at Florida A&M want her gone. And it's crazy. It's crazy to me. Why? I mean, what has he done to you to say to warrant her from doing her job? I have questions that needed answers. It don't matter if you say she wasn't on the list to be hired. If the president of the school says that she was qualified and he had no issue with it, well, damn it, none of y'all niggas need to have no issue with it either. I'm just saying, like for real. None of y'all should have no issue with that. Seriously. But other than that, man, she was a great interview. She brought the energy, she brought the charisma. Y'all know I'm just so laid back, but I was geeked up. I don't care what anybody say. I was geeked up and wired up. But other than that, man, that interviewing Coach Cozy for FAMU, I think he has the confidence in his team that he feels like they are going to be better than what they was last year. He also felt like he handled the situation with Willie leaving out and the whole whatever the fiasco and everything. He handled that very well. I always say, you know what I'm saying? Well, my whole thing is you either put up or you shut up. Yes, sir, Mr. Boulder. Like you either put up or shut up. Talking to Coach Wade from Valley, even though it was probably two questions, but just him going into his second season as the head man in charge, he feels like he has a team that can actually compete in the Southwestern Athletic Conference. He feels like that he feels like that it shouldn't be, no issue. They got a full allotment of scholarships. I asked him about the all the new amenities that's going around on campus for the athletic department. He is elated and he's ecstatic. I did not get into any detail about, Hakeem McClellan leaving to go to Jackson State. That was not my concern about that. My concern was basically about his football team, about the temperature of his football team, and about all the good things that are going on in Mississippi Valley for the athletic department. Also interviewing both of his players, Jordan Bussey, man. Interesting fact, Dean, I forgot that he transferred from Incarnate Words. I mean, he's from San Antonio. He said he feels right at home at at Valley, and he feels like that the defense is going to be top notch this year. He has that confidence. The playmaker, the receiver that I interviewed yesterday, also he felt like, look, I'm playing with a season starter now into Jerry Williams, even though he's a freshman. Now he's going into his second year as hopefully being a signal caller. I just like some of the things that I was seeing that I'm going to see from Valley. Now, the thing is, will it equate into wins? Hopefully, it does. With everything that they got going on right now. The only killer part is that they are on the road for the first 4 games, and I understand the reason why they are doing that is because they are renovating the stadium right now. Sitting talking with Coach Cedric Thomas for Alcorn, he's very ecstatic on taking the job from an actual legend and Coach Fred McNair. So his whole thing is continuity. He has continuity in his program where he didn't have to replace a lot. The main players he had to replace is the quarterback. But in reality, he didn't have to replace a lot. You got to replace Jarvion Howard, the running back, but in his eyes, he feel like he has a team that can actually compete in the West. Coach Maynard. Coach Maynard. Look, Coach Maynard is a damn trip, y'all. Now, after I had finished with his damn interview, yesterday, he goes over to Tamona's section, and I got up for a second. I went to go talk to Blue and Pooh, and all we heard was, I'm like, oh shit, he barking again. What? We couldn't do nothing but laugh. I bust out laughing like I literally couldn't do nothing else but laugh. I was like, I know he ain't doing this shit again. But he feels like that when I talk to him that he has a defense that can actually compete in the SWAC. He felt like that he has 2 quarterbacks that can compete for the starting job in Langford and Smith, and pretty much he just felt like he just had the confidence in his team. And I told him, I said, look, it's been a minute since you had a capable quarterback in a kill glass. What do you see out of both of your QBs right now? You have Xavier Langford, who's been starting for the last 2 years. Then you bring in Avion Smith coming in from Miami of Ohio in the MAC conference. And who is going to take the starting job for the 24 season? That is the question right there I wanted to ask Maynard. And of course, with defense, defense wins championships. That is my thing. Defense wins championships. But it was a good thing to talk to Maynard. And I also got a chance to talk to A.D. Bryant for A&M, and I told him, I say, hey, I'm gonna get him back on the show. Those tickets, Mass City Classic tickets, I need them because I said I'm coming for that. I'm coming for that, and I'm thinking about going to Mobile because that's around my birthday, and I need something to do for my birthday. I need something to do for my birthday. Oh my goodness. Now on to my alma mater, Jackson State. Talking to Coach TC in year 2 was totally different for talking to him in year one, right? It's, last year TC was a little bit more uptight. And I ain't saying uptight as like he's better than everybody, but it was uptight that this man had to replace 75% of the damn team. Yesterday when I interviewed him, my bro looked more calm. He seemed more mellow. He feels like this year his team is going. He feels like it's going to win it all. Hey Lionel, if you got a chance, I want you to talk about. I want to talk about this all SWAC team, first and second team. If you got a chance, and if anybody else want to join in on the conversation, you are more than welcome to. The link is in the chat. The floor is open. The floor is open for anybody and everybody who wants to join in on the conversation. What up, Tonyo? So we talk about this, but with TC, man, TC pretty much was more relaxed on yesterday than it was last year. This year, he don't really too much have to worry about. He too much don't have to worry about what's going on, with the team as far as players leaving and everything, because him and Coach O was scrambling. They were scrambling to try to get things going, to get things done. But my man held his own. He's very, very confident that he feels like that the team is going to be in the SWAC championship game in December, and he feels like his team can win it and go to the Celebration Bowl. Also, I got a chance to interview Coach O. First and foremost, Coach O is a Jacktown Jew. That's a Provine graduate. He is through and through Jackson, Mississippi. But in all fairness, you got a lot of titles right now. You associate head coach, you the tight ends coach, now you the general manager. What's going on? Like, what's up with that? You got a lot of jobs on your hands, man. And he just felt like he's confident that he could put a team together that just in case Coach TC it falls ill or something like that, he is able to coach the team in place of Coach Taylor. And he feels like the tight ends are going to be better than they were last year. Now, speaking to the players, talk to Evan Henry and the Book of Isaias. Let everybody know. I gave him that name. I gave him that name. But that's how I go. The Book of Isaias, it says Guthrie. Talk to Evan, man. Evan, being here from Texas, DeSoto High School, we talked a little bit about high school ball here in Texas, but also we talked about his leadership as being the leader on the offensive line. So he 3-year starter, y'all. Evan Henry is a 3-year starter, has played both guard and center on the offensive line. Man, and he's a great kid, great young man. He's going to go places, and of course, what it says, man, his interview skills, man, blew me right out the room, right out the building, y'all. We talking about a young man that got so much poise, so much moxie, and he has the charisma and the camera. You know, the camera loves him. But when I feel like when he puts on them pads and the helmet, he's a whole totally different animal. You know what I'm saying? Like last season, I gave him the inaugural SWAC Menace of the Year because my man, when on that football field, he don't shut up, but he has confidence that the defense is going to be much better this year than it was last year. He has the confidence that with all the tackles that he had and leading the team in tackles, that this year he's going to go back to being that roaming free safety that's a ball hawk. He has that much confidence in himself. That's somebody that you will want on your team. Point blank. That is somebody you will want on your team right there. Somebody who exudes confidence, who oozes confidence, you know. And, you know, it is. And if y'all didn't see yesterday, I had my guy, I had the new guy that came in the picture, Kendall, Kendall Mans that came into the picture, man. That young man right there, well spoken, well articulate, and just doing his job. Travis, Mr. Jerome, Travis, my man. You picked a good staff. You picked a very good staff to run athletics, man. I commend you on that. I commend you. And finally able to meet Travis Jerome, man. It was an honor to meet him. It was a wonder to meet him. And when all the things that we had talked about, that everybody talked about as far as players and coaches being available and accessible, he made sure that the players and the coaches was accessible. Like he made sure they was available. He made sure that there was no stone unturned. And for that, I appreciate Mr. Jerome for doing that and just standing on business, because he said what he meant, and point blank, he stood on it. He stood on what he said. I didn't get a chance to interview Kelvin Dean and Kendall Bowler, but I did talk to them right when they was leaving out. And I was, letting them know October the 19th, better get ready. October the 19th, better get ready. Now, I didn't get, hey, Craig, I chit-chatted with Drew for a little bit on the outside. I didn't get a chance to interview him, but Drew looked good I think Drew looks pretty much healthy right now than what we saw last year. In last season, I thought he was healthy. Looks can be deceiving, but this year, yesterday, I saw he looks a little bit more healthy. Looked like he slimmed down a little bit, but kid like that, who's going to take over. He's going to take over at Alabama State. Who knows? Sky's the limit for him. And I think he's in a better place than he was last year being at Texas Southern, because I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I am going to be honest with y'all. I'm going to be real. I think that, and this is just coming from me, nobody else, coming from me. This is my opinion. I feel like he really didn't want to be at Texas Southern because I feel like the coaches, the head coach, didn't really have his best interest. But now he's over at Alabama State, where you got a coach that he wants to win. He doesn't settle for less. He wants his team to be mentally tough and physically tough. With Coach E-Rob, that's my outlook. That's my opinion. This ain't said by nobody else. This is coming from me. This is just coming from me. But other than that, I didn't get a chance to get all coaches and everything. I just think I'm gonna go ahead and get Coach McDowell on as far as by myself. Try to get him to come on the show before fall practice starts, and some other coaches before the practice starts and everything. So, and then of course we still got the coaches call that every Monday after the football weekend. You still got those coaches. I did not get Coach Graves. Not get Coach Terrence Graves. I wish I could, but so I will see how that happens. I will see what's about that. So we're gonna get to work on a lot of things. But like I said, the floor is open, because guess what I'm about to get on? Guess what we about to talk about? We is talking about we about to talk about the preseason awards, y'all. All right. So look, all SWAC first team offense. Of course, we got Miles Crowley coming for Grambling. Is the quarterback. Miles Crowley's coming in at quarterback. The two running backs, Donovan Eaglin for Alabama A&M and Kendrick Rhymes for Southern University, are the two running backs for the first team offense. Ashton Grable, Aurelius Dunn, Big Henry Huncho, Evan Henry, Taj Martin, and Joseph Church all round out the first team offensive line. One wide out. You see it. Fabian McCray, first team offense. And Jacoby Hewitt from Alabama A&M as the other receiver. And Tavarius Griffin, a.k.a. Truck, first team offense as tight end. I don't really have an issue. Excuse me. I don't really have an issue with this list right here. But there are some things I want to really talk, I really want to kind of touch on. So, and I'm about to go ahead and pull up some stats. So I'm about to go, excuse me. I'm about to pull up the SWAC as far as the football from last season. And pull up some stats. Miles Crowley being first team all SWAC offense is pretty much that was a done deal right there. He pretty much was the best QB that came back this year. All right. So Kendrick Grimes had 660 yards last year and 9 touchdowns. That's cool. That's good. That he earned that one right there. So I would give that to him. Of course, Ladarius Owens, he's gone for the year. He's on to the next level. Herb Mulligan only played 75% of the snaps. He only played 8 games, but was on his way to pretty much going for about 1,200 yards. Of course, Chance Williams has transferred. Floyd Chalk transferred. Jarvian Howard is in the league. Terrell Jennings is gone. So I would say, yeah, Eaglin and Kendrick Grimes were good selections. Now let's go to first team defense. Malachi Bailey and Kelby Givens, Traquan Thomas and CJ Presley round out the defensive linemen. Rico Dozier, Jacob Williams, and DeMarcus Cunningham make up the linebacker position. Kendall Bowler and Mari Pate, James Burgess and Deco Wilson round out your defensive secondary. Now, here's something that I really, really kind of scratched my head on right here. Here I want to scratch my head on. Malachi Bailey and Kelby Gibbons could have went neck and neck. And Malachi has been very consistent over the last 2 years with his stats. Last year, nine sacks, 20 tackles for loss. In 22, I think he had 14 and a half tackles for loss and 9.5 sacks the year that on that year. And I'm going to go ahead and look at on the defense. Let's look at tackles for loss, TFLs. Kelvin Givens had 18. Okay, so he had 18 tackles for loss. Malachi Bailey. No, Kelvin Givens had 21 tackles for loss. Malachi Bailey had 15 and a half. And let's look at sacks. And Malachi had 9 sacks. Kelvin Givens had 7. And neck and neck. It's neck and neck. Traquan Thomas had 7 sacks for the linebackers. Jacob Williams had 8 last year for linebackers. Also tackled for loss. He had 18 and a half, so he was second in conference in tackles for loss for Texas Southern, and then it just also Rico Dozier led the conference with 125 tackles. Jacob Williams was third with 106. DeMarcus Cunningham had 82, so that led the team for that. He was second on team in total tackles for Alabama State. And let's see. Yeah. So those 3 right there. And then for defense, so pass defended, of course, Mikey Victor led the league. He led the conference with 15 passes defended, 13 breakups, and 2 interceptions. Let's see. So let's look at Kendall Bowler had 15 total, so he had 14 pass breakups, and 1 interception last season. So he earned that spot. Imari Pate I'm looking for Amari Pate. Amari Pate is not on here for passes defended. So let's see for interceptions. Amari Pate had 4 interceptions last year. And I'm just looking for him what in passes defended. He wasn't even in the top 25 for passes defended. Because he's coming back into the season where it was a 4-way tie with taking the lead in interceptions at 4, so he's the one that's returning. James Burgess. James Burgess and Deco Wilson. Deco played last year also, but he really did too much see the field last year. So Deco had 3 interceptions last year, so he's playing So first team defense, they got it right. I think they got it right as far as what we see right here. Hey, Miss Natasha, how you doing? But yeah, we got a lot of so that was just first team. Second team is where I kind of got irritated. So of course, Josh Griffith, first team, second team, but I think first team was Matt Knoll. First team was Matt Knoll, so congratulations to Matt Knoll for Jackson State making first team as far as punter. Now second team. So we go to second team offense. Now this is where it gets tricky at, y'all. Jake Wilson, because there was no other quarterback other than Jacoby Morgan who was even close. So, of course, you got Jeremy Musa, he's gone. Aaron Allen, he's out. Quincy Casey, he transferred out. Jason Brown, gone. Harold Blood transferred out. Trayvon Conley, eligibility is done. Damon Stewart, he's gone. Tajari Williams is coming back. And Xavier Langford is coming back. But out of all these quarterbacks right here, they picked Jace Wilson. And of course, he was SWAC Newcomer of the Year last year. His stats were 144 for 252, 1,633 yards, 10 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. His efficiency was 120.7. And he played 10 games last year. So he was actually 8th in the conference. If you really think about it, he's 8th in the conference last year. Let's see what else he did. So he was there. Now, here's my issue right here. Second team offense on the running back. Kelvin Dean. Not saying anything bad about Kelvin Dean because I think he's a bright young man. He's a good young man. But of course, he played all 13 games. He had 73 carries for 376 yards. He averaged over 5 yards a carry, but he only had 3 touchdowns. Where does this warrant him being second team all SWAC? Because if you're looking at what he did in the Celebration Bowl, I understand, but the stats don't say the stats say something different. It says something different. Now, Marcus Harris, let's see. Marcus Harris II, he played 9 games last year, 87 carries, 331 yards, 4 touchdowns. He averaged close to 4 yards a carry. But he only averaged 37 yards a game, where you could have had Irv Mulligan on this list. If he would have played one more game, that would have been the 75% snaps that he would have had. If he would have played one more game. He played 8 games last year. That does not warrant second team. I mean, for Kelvin Dean, that doesn't warrant second team. Well, offensive lineman, Carson Vincent from A&M, Josh Trask Jr. from Southern, Matty Torrance from Texas Southern, Cameron Williams from A&M. And here's the issue right here. Do y'all see this in A? Y'all see that in A? Do you see this in A right here? That could have been a spot for Jalen Goss. That could have been a spot for Quay Davis. That could have been a spot for who's the other offensive lineman that I feel like they got snubbed. We talked about it yesterday, and the name just slipped my mind. So let's get to it. One wide receiver is Jamari Gassett for FAMU. Devon Robinson is the other wide receiver for Grambling, and at tight end, Jackson Davis from Mississippi Valley. And I'm just, I don't know. I'm looking at some of the stuff. So okay, Jacoby Hewitt, he said Fabian McCray, same thing here. Could have had Shamar Savage at second team offense, but he only had 20 catches. Jackson Davis for a freshman tight end, 36 catches, 406 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And so here's the thing. I'm going to tell you about this. With tight ends, Jackson Davis easily could have been first team for a tight end, and Truck Griffin could have been second team. Davis's stats is way much better than Truck's. It's the things I want to talk about. Like I'm just trying to figure out what was everybody thinking about when they did this. And then, of course, before we get into this, all right, preseason offensive player of the year, they named Miles Crowley. I mean, who is fitting that, he's coming back. He is the most experienced passer in the conference. And it all depends on how Grambling does this season. And Kelby Gibbons with preseason defensive player of the year for Southern. Now, like I said, this could have had gone either way. This could have either went to Malachi Bailey or to Kelby Gibbons. It could have went either way. Something tells me that that I feel like Malachi Bailey is going to have a much better season than Kelby Gibbons. And they're going to be much more competitive Alcorn than what you will see with Southern. That's just my take on it. All right. Now, let's get into this one right here. Predicted order of finish. Now, hey, Lionel, if you got enough time, you're not doing anything, jump on the stream. You don't have to put your face, but you can just jump on the stream. Hey, Amber, how you doing? I did have fun yesterday, and it was good. It was a good thing to do. All right. Now, I'm laughing about this projected order of finish right here. So on one side, one side on the West, and I want to see. I just want to know how Prairie View feels to be disrespected that Alcorn. They predict Alcorn to win the West, followed by Prairie View. Coming in at number 3 is Grambling. Now, this is where I get confusing. Southern coming in at number 4. Coming in at number 5 is Pine Bluff. And coming in last place is Texas Southern. That isn't. This is fun. This is funny. What's going on, my brother? What's happening?
Hey, what's going on?
I'm good. So we talk about this, and then I want to get your take on what you think about with the teams and the standings. Coming in there on the Eastern Division. I want to know what SID and what coach was smoking that good dope yesterday. It said that Alabama State is going to finish first in the East, followed by Jackson, followed by FAMU, and Jackson coming in at third, A&M coming in at fourth, Bethune-Cookman in fifth, and Valley in last place in the East. Now, Lionel, I just want your take on the all-team offense and defense on both first and second team, and this predicted order of finish. The floor is yours. Uh-oh. Hold on. Let me get him back on. Let me get him back on. All right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can now. So the floor is yours.
Yeah, I was going to say the first thing is, I heard for the SWAC offensive linemen all over the conference, right? Because it's criminal to not have someone, in that spot. Period. That's somebody who, regardless of whether that guy goes to the next level and plays or whatever, regardless of even if you have a good year, it's just, that's an opportunity for somebody to be recognized, right? And I'm really big on, I think that's why we have spaces like this, for example, in the first place, right? It's because it's about recognizing HBCU talent, HBCU ball, et cetera, right? And so how can a conference itself miss an opportunity to recognize somebody, period? You know what I'm saying? So that's just a huge miss, And to me, it's like, you got to revisit that and figure out like how that can never, ever, ever happen again. Because that's it. Somebody should have their name there to be able to say to their future children, I was preseason all SWAC, right? But they never can have that conversation, right? You know what I'm saying? So to me, I hate that. You know what I'm saying? No matter who they come from, right? It's not like I'm saying, this guy from PV should be there, right? I'm saying, period, somebody should be there. That's just crazy. You know what I mean? So that was the first thing. I'm just like, that'll make no sense. But I already know SWAC Media Day gonna have stuff that don't make sense when it comes to teams. That is what it is, right? You know what I'm saying? Number two, how does Texas Southern get 6 guys, right? And they are slotted to finish 5th over. So you telling me Texas Southern has more selections than PV and Alcorn combined, but they're slotted to finish first and second in the West? That's weird. You know what I'm saying? That's questionable. How does Alabama A&M have more first place votes than Jackson, which is lined up to finish ahead of them? These things is kind of crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how do these things happen, right? You know what I mean? As far as the order of finish, I mean, I don't really have a problem with, in general, with Alcorn being picked first, right? Because I think it is going to be PV and Alcorn regardless. But I am in agreement with, like, even with Coach, with the statement, like, kind of like, if you got 2 teams, but you got somebody who's been there, say first year, it does kind of make more sense to slot this team in who has a coach who's been there, right? And they're coming back to try to repeat again. Makes sense, right? But in general, I already knew they wasn't gonna, have them slide at first. To me, I thought they was gonna have them slide at third, to be honest. I ain't gonna lie. I thought they would have them and probably Graham and then PV. That's how I thought it was gonna be, because I just know how SWAC Media Day is, right? You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, so that's my thoughts on it. As far as Malachi versus, Kelby, I mean, I think both of them have arguments. Malachi's been more consistent over the couple years, I feel like, right? But just numbers, they're probably looking to say, man, Kelby's numbers last year, right, was better, right? You know what I'm saying? So, that to me is, I feel like you could have took either one. I think a lot of us are saying you just took Malachi. But now the biggest thing I'd say is, in general, I think they need to just revisit preseason, period. Because, having a pitch count for preseason is already weird in the first place, right? Because why couldn't Irv Mulligan been a guy that gets a selection? To me, that doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a preseason selection. You're not talking about a postseason award, right? So, and also we live in now the transfer portal world, right? So to me, now you also do need to kind of consider some which they did consider in conference transfers, because you got Rico there, right? You know what I'm saying? You got well, Robert wasn't there, but you got Rico there, right?
That's another criminal thing. Why you don't have Robert McDaniel? He was all conference last season.
Yeah, so I don't think he was he all conference last season?
Yes, he was.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so anyway, so they did have Rico there, so they obviously consider in-conference transfers, but I think you also need to have some kind of requirements there to even consider transfers that's out of conference, right? You know what I'm saying? Now they make sense to have snap count for them, right? You know what I'm saying? Because you got to have a certain barometer. But see, this is why if you're gonna change the requirements, what you also got to do is change the individuals who are making these selections, right? And that's the bigger part, right? I think you got to get media involved. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times these SIDs, sometimes even the head coaches, they don't watch the SIDs. Definitely, I mean, do they really watch all these teams for real? For real, they just probably gonna look at stats. That's all they do. You know what I'm saying?
No, they watch the game. They watch the game.
A lot. I don't. This is my opinion, right? I don't think that these SIDs, right? Just thinking about the SIDs and what they do, a lot of these SIDs are overseeing their schools' multiple programs that they have on campus, right? They're not going and spending the time to go back and look at games and to go back and look at film and to break things down. They're not going to do that. You see what I'm saying? And if they're going to do that, they're definitely not going to do that for the 12 institutions. They may be doing it for their institution, right? For their games that they play, right? So to me, my personal opinion is you need to get media involved in some kind of way of capacity, right? It doesn't mean that they get it's kind of almost like the NBA when they had fan voting, you got the coaches and you got the players, right? To me, it's like in the same manner. I think you need to have some kind of three-way like that. You know what I'm saying? Some kind of three-way system like that.
It's never going to be perfect, no matter how many people you want to bring in. It's never going to be perfect.
Coach Green, I understand that. Let me get my point off, right? You know what I'm saying? But that's my thought process, right? Is you get that three-way space, right? Because now you also have people who put their eyes on, especially when you're talking about O-line and D-line too, for real, right? Because you also don't want to have a situation where you have D-line, where you got D-line awards and it's all edge rushers, for example, right? Is that really a true first team, second team, right? You don't want to have offensive lineman awards and it's 4 tackles on first team, 4 tackles on second team. Is that really a true first team, second team, right? You see what I'm saying? So to me, that's where media could come into play a little bit more because, those people who you can help to connect to do that, right? They're going back and really looking at the details of these guys, right? Game in and game out. So again, that's my perspective, right? Obviously, it's never going to be perfect, right? But right now, it's like really kind of really unperfect. You know what I'm saying? It's really imperfect. We can get closer to perfection. You know what I'm saying? And I think, including the media can do that. So that's my thoughts.
So that open space, like I said, that open space could have went to Quay Davis for Jackson. That open space could have went to Jalen Goss for FAMU. And some other, I know some other offensive linemen that were phenomenal last season, but those two, like, not even just to have Goss on there or Quay on there is, oh my God, I think that was criminal. As far as, when I looked at with running backs, I can understand Donovan Eaglin making first team all SWAC, right? I can understand that. But do I understand Kendrick Grimes making first team? I could have put Kendrick Grimes at second team. We could have put Herb Mulligan at first team.
Whoa.
You could have. have. I'm just saying, if Herb did not get hurt, and this, Coach Green, if he did, but he got hurt. Yes, he got hurt. But he did not get hurt.
This ain't
but do you know how many yards he was he was on pace to run for?
If was a fifth, we'd be drunk too, though.
I wasn't drunk yesterday, and I sure
ain't drunk now. Dog, look.
But I'm
Just
saying
because you was on your way don't mean, well, I'm gonna give you this award since you was on your way there. But you didn't get there because he got hurt. Stuff happens.
but what I'm saying is look at the production. Now, even if you didn't have to put him at first, you don't have to put him on first team. If you could put him on second team, because no, like, but seriously though, Coach Gray, if you put him on second team over Kelvin Dean,
listen, how many yards did he finish with?
Who?
Irv.
He almost had 700 yards last year, and that was
It's not about
that.
How many yards did he finish with? Don't say almost. How many yards did he finish?
54.
It's not. That's not what it's about. It's not about last year. That's my point, right? That's why I say the whole thing is convoluted. Why does it make sense what he did last year when we're talking about a preseason award?
That's how preseason award. That's how preseason awards are voted. Come on now, I'm in sports too now. That's how it's done in basketball. It all based on what did you do. When they vote for you preseason, it's based on what you did last season.
Right, and so the question I would base my question not on. See, he wasn't voted though. You got to realize he wasn't. He didn't have a chance to be voted because he didn't play enough games. You see what I'm saying? That's my point, right? So it's not like I look last year and say, man, in 7 games that Irv Mulligan played, he averaged 95 yards a game rushing. You see what I'm saying? That's looking at what he did last year. You see what I'm saying?
Cool.
So I'm not technically looking at what he did last year, right? I'm actually saying he's unavailable simply because he didn't play 8 games instead of 7. That's not the same thing. You see what I'm saying?
He didn't play 75% of the snaps for the season.
That is the requirement in all over college football. That is the requirement.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Coach. The way the commissioner was looking, like there's some players that should have been on the team that he thought that
look. If he ain't played a number of games that he's supposed to, ain't nothing they could do about that.
But what I'm saying is,
you can't make an exception.
But here's the thing, and like I said, I'm not taking anything away from Kelvin Dean, what he's done for the season, what he's done at FAMU, right? I'm only saying this: how can somebody be second team all conference as a running back? So preseason, he only had 300 some yards in the season.
So you saying if the requirement
I'm saying is scrap all that pitch count, that play count, that snap count.
Why? If it's already in the bylaws, why scrap it all of a sudden?
It's not in the bylaws. I read them bylaws back and forth. It ain't in the
no rule. I ain't the rule. I'm not necessarily saying bylaws, but I'm just saying if the rules state you got to play a certain amount of games, and why would they change that if that's the case? Why would we change it all of a sudden just for one player? And they never changed it before for any other player.
But I'm saying is, I ain't saying for one player, but I'm saying for a specific number of players, though. What I'm saying is, second, I'm looking at this second team offense. Well, hold on. Second team offense. Like Kelvin Dean and Marcus Harris. I can understand Marcus Harris being second team. I do not understand where Kelvin Dean comes into play. Like, I don't sometimes, and then this big old NA right here for offensive linemen, you could have put, like I said, you could have put Quay Davis or Jalen Goss or any other offensive lineman in that spot.
Look, I probably can tell you probably what happened with that because I saw something like that happen before. They all probably had a certain time to vote and everything, and it just that it probably a mistake happened somewhere along the way when it came to doing all the voting for all the positions.
You're a good apologist.
So, mistake has happened, but since that mistake happened, they had to post the voting, and they went ahead and just posted because that mistake happened. So ain't nothing you can do about that because I saw that happen before. I saw a player get an award over somebody that should have got it before because of mistakes.
Well, they got an award at least, right? We're talking about right now somebody in a position that literally wasn't filled. Those are two different things too, right? And
But
I know that there was a period of time, right? I'm not going to be as much of an apologist, right? Because I know there's a period of time between when these graphics were made, right? When there's a time between when the information came to the person that made the graphics and when the graphics were made, right? There's also a period of time between when the vote was actually came in and when those selections were put together to give to the conference, so the conference is starting to get ready for media day, right? Like it's not like this happened 5 seconds before they put these graphics on the screen.
See
You know what I'm
what you
saying?
don't understand. You see what you don't understand. What all goes into that? It's a lot of stuff. You don't know. You don't understand how much go into it because I've been in the situation when it came to voting and when everybody got to vote. And the thing about it, when everybody voting, everybody got to take some type of time off to make that vote because they got so much other stuff that's going on.
Coach Green, so are you telling me this is my real quick? Let me ask this question. So are you telling me that only 9 offensive linemen receive votes? Do you believe that that's what happened?
I don't believe it.
All I'm saying is a mistake happened.
No, but listen to the specific question I'm asking, right? Do you telling me that only 9 offensive linemen received votes, period? You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to say. That only 9 offensive linemen receive votes. Because if we talking about votes between, for example, Shamar Savage, he didn't get more votes than Fabian McCray, right? Maybe Shamar Savage only got 3 votes. Fabian McCray got 23, right? But if it's an offensive lineman that got 23 and there's a lineman that got 3, he wouldn't have been on the team. But hold on, there's a spot available and there's another offensive lineman that received votes, right? That's my question. Yeah. Because if there was,
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
If there was, there still shouldn't be an empty spot, right? That's just the point I'm making. You see what I'm saying?
I know that's the point you make.
This is a mistake that could be fixed, right? So again, I'm not that much of an apologist because even we're not talking about going back and getting all the coaches, SIDs back together and doing another vote. But I know in this vote that there were other players who would vote. We got 12 schools, right? That means at least, so think about it. Everybody from a school at least submitted at least one offensive line. I know they submitted multiple, but I'm just taking the minimum. All of them at least submitted one offensive lineman. So you telling me out of them, whoever got voted, because there was 12 people, you know what I'm saying? And the school submitted somebody, right?
Yeah.
Somebody could have been in that 10th spot. That's not a mistake that anything can be done about that. It's totally different. The other thing I'm gonna say, right? We're talking about all this stuff that's done in other schools and all this stuff. Other programs and other conferences have third teams, right? Mm-hmm. That's another thing they have, right? That we don't have, right? Other conferences, a lot of other conferences also got 3 wide receiver spots, right? You know what I'm saying? So we can't talk about other things other conferences do and we not actually doing what other conferences do.
Dude, every conference do something different. Every conference do something different. That's just the bottom line. Now, if you want third team, that means the ADs got to come together and vote on something like that to add a third team because to even add something, it got to be voted on. And it take all the schools to take a vote up on it. And they probably voted no all this time about doing a third team. Because for the conference I'm in, for everything we want it done, we talk about it and we vote on it. All the when we all sit in the room and discuss what rule changes we want to make and what we want to add, and then we sit down and vote on it. And then that's what happens. That's the whole bottom line how it goes. Everybody's get together, vote on whatever they want to add or don't add. It's an up and down vote.
I mean, in a sense, to me, like last season when it came down to offensive production, The only good wide receiver we had last season in the SWAC was Keyshawn Johnson, and he ain't come back. He went up to Western Kentucky.
Hold up, you said what?
So we last season, right? When it came for offense, just offensive production, when it came, especially with passing, some of the teams in the SWAC was not that good when it came to passing, like and receiving yards. So, like I said, the only good receiver that we had last year is gone. He would have been like if Keyshawn. No, but listen, Keyshawn Johnson would have stayed at Alabama State. He would for sure been first team offense.
And he probably would have been offensive player of the year.
Nah, I wouldn't give it to the receiver. Because I would go to a quarterback or a running back.
That was who point blank period. That was who the best was. I would have gave it to him. Just off that strength. But he wasn't the only good receiver in the conference.
I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just giving out an example. So
Rico Powell wasn't good.
Rico Powell didn't even play half the games last year.
I know, but I'm just asking.
I'm telling you, Rico Powell, he's good, but he didn't play the certain amount of snaps in the game.
I know that. I was just asking the question. I know that already. All right. What about Chandler Winfield?
Chandler Winfield, what's good?
He's not good.
What school is he?
He was Southern.
They didn't say that. The obviously they didn't say that he wasn't good because he would have got second team if he was good.
I'm just asking. I'm asking. Is he a good? Is he a pretty good receiver?
I mean, y'all best receiver gone too. Petrie's gone. August Pete is gone.
Yeah, but Chandler Winfield is. We just didn't get the ball to him enough. But that boy hell.
Yeah, but what was the numbers that he put up though too? You're looking at production from last year. That's the reason we're looking at second team. When you look at the second team,
I'll put it like this. Every time he touched the ball, it was very explosive when they did get it to him. The 20 times he touched it, something big happened. The 20 times he touched it, something big happened in the game.
I mean, you can say the same thing about Shamar Savage.
I know that. I agree with that. Every time he was able to get the ball, something big happened. Because I put him up there too. Because I know how dangerous he is. I know how dangerous he is once he touched the ball. And when Rico Powell did play, I know how dangerous he was when he do touch the ball. All three of them made something happen when they do touch it.
Well, we know it. Well, we know with Rico, he didn't play part of the games, and Fabian McCray came in and stepped up. So
I like McCray too. I like him.
But I mean, this is going to be one of them conversations we could continue to have.
And then the receiver from FAMU, the little bit of short one.
Yeah, he didn't play at the homecoming, so that's the reason why he didn't get put on second team. I mean, but it's just one of them things.
Was Rico hurt a lot?
No, he semi quit. But what I'm saying is,
I sure was wondering why he was off and on.
So that's what I'm saying. You just gotta look at it. I'm put like this. If he would have played the whole season, he for the next year he probably would have been first team all SWAC. And since he didn't, Fabian McCray took that spot. And everybody has me look at these stats. So on the receiving end.
Who are the two first team receivers?
Two first team receivers is Fabian McCray and Jacoby Hewitt. Jacoby Hewitt, no, that's good because Keyshawn Johnson gone. He transferred. Montario Hunt went to the next level. Antonio Jones, he gone. Marcus Riley gone. Cam Young.
J.R. Ryder.
So Fabian McCray had 41 receptions, 584 yards, and 4 touchdowns. He averaged 53 yards a game with a 14.2 yards average.
Other than McCray, most of the receivers.
Rico Powers didn't even qualify for the top 25 for the SWAC.
Other than McCray, most of the receivers that had the most yards are graduated or left. No, Savage probably would have been up there if Prairie View had a quarterback that could get the ball to him. And I say Chandler probably would have been up there too if Dooley would have, got the ball to Winfield when he should have got the ball to Winfield. When you got playmaking receivers, you got to get it to them.
Rico had 25 receptions, 385 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He also had 11 attempts on 201 yards on kick returns too.
So that means he probably would have had 500-something yards or more
total offense, but
if he would have played the whole season.
You don't qualify.
So I mean, Rico would have had more yards if he would have played the whole season.
Rico would have had it all depends. Rico probably would have more yards, but Fabian came in the second half of the season and he was hot. He played 11 games, but he was hot in the second half of the season.
Yeah. So you feel like Defensive Player of the Year could have went either way? You felt like Defensive Player of the Year could have went to Malachi or Givens, huh?
Yeah. Defensive Player could have went to either one. Because I'm going with straight consistency. Like with Malachi, he's been consistent.
Givens had consistency too now.
What he do in the last 2 years though?
He been consistent the last 2 years. Givens been consistent.
I mean, I'm asking, what was the stat in 22?
I don't remember his stats from 22, but he was making plays. That's why he was highly recruited by Southern. He was making plays. He was always on the opposite of the other guy that graduated.
Hold on. So I'm about to pull up 22.
You got to think about it, man. Our defense always been ranked.
Kelby Givens he played 12 games in 2022. Let's see, sacks. He had 5.5 sacks in 22. And then last season, he had 5.5 sacks in 22, and he bumped up to in 23. I'm
0.5.
Huh?
0.5.
No, these are sacks. He had 7 sacks in 23. Malachi Bailey had 9 sacks last season. In 22, he had 9.5 sacks. So tell me, who's more consistent?
They both consistent. That's why I could have went either way. They both consistent with what they do. They both consistent. They both was producing.
Yeah, Jay deserves second team offense as a quarterback. There was no other passer that came back that was better than him. And the only reason why Jacoby Morgan didn't get it because he didn't play 75% of the games.
Now I got this question for you too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Southern gonna be competitive.
I just don't think, man. I don't.
Now, what you basing it off of?
I'm sure what y'all lost and what it took for y'all to get y'all head coach and stuff like that. I don't see anything that screams Southern's gonna win. Was gonna win the West. I don't see them. I don't see Southern's going to the championship game.
So you think our defense going? So you feel like our defense gonna fall off?
I feel like your defense is gonna be intact, but I feel like your offense is gonna be much worse than what it was.
Why you think it will be much worse?
Because
we got the same running backs returning.
But who you signal caller?
You know who played in the Bayou Classic, right?
Noah Bonner, who that's your signal caller, right? Okay, so
as of right now, it's his job. It's his job to lose.
But you only saw snippets of this man right here, and he been in college for 3 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And he on his second school, right? So that means when he was at Grambling, he couldn't even. But see, he was at Grambling, he couldn't even beat out Cal Vez.
No. Stop that. There's only one reason why he. There's only one reason why. There's only one reason why he left Grambling.
Why you left Grambling?
Because he felt like Coach Jackson was gonna give him a fair shot.
But what I'm saying is, he still, in the sense, even fair shot or not, he still could not beat out a freshman.
I'm gonna put it like this: you can't really say that because we don't know. We don't know hey, hold up. I can use Southern as a prime example. Who Blood started at quarterback, but Bubba was the better quarterback.
Blood started at quarterback. Bubba was a better quarterback. And guess what?
Bubba was the better quarterback, but Blood started ahead of him. No, McCray. I mean McCray.
McCray. I'm about to say
McCray. Come on now. We saw stuff happen like that before. The best quarterback sometimes don't always start. The quarterback that probably they feel fit their scheme the best probably gonna start.
I just feel like this.
And you saw what he did in the body class. He was not bad.
I'm just gonna put it like this, and
I'm put it like this.
What my man? Hold on. What my man said? What Rasheed Wallace tell everybody? He tell the referees, ball don't lie. Ball don't lie. When I seen Biden play a couple of times at Grambling, he was not that good. The only reason why he won the game at Southern for the Bayou Classic is because for some reason Grambling decided they don't want to run the ball. Why are you running the ball? Why are you not running the ball? Why you put the game in the hands of a quarterback you feel like it's not going to do you no justice?
All I know is
y'all won the game. But y'all won
I'm gonna tell you this.
I'm gonna tell you just like I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna tell you just like this. You Biden. I've seen what I've seen from him. He ain't that good.
Look here, he better than Blood. And we went 65 with Blood.
But
we went 65 with Blood.
He better than Blood. Blood decided he want to transfer somewhere else. So
because Blood wasn't gonna start no more. That's why he's transferred. He knew that.
Blood
knew that.
Blood transferred because he feel like he want to be on a bigger stage.
Nah, it wasn't about bigger stage because he got benched for the Bayou Class. He was upset about that. It was nothing about the bigger stage because you already know he ain't about to play over there. The thing about it, he transferred to Valley first, so it was nothing about being on a bigger stage. He went to Valley first. He committed to Valley, then he went to Missouri. He only went up there just to be up there, not to play. His brother over there. That's why he over there. But I'll tell you this. We are using the tight ends again. We're using the tight ends again.
Come on up here. Come on up here, Uncle Sid. I need you up here.
We using tight ends again.
Hey, I'm gonna let you know. I did meet Carlos Brown yesterday.
You did?
I did meet Carlos Brown.
That's what's up, man.
I thought he was gonna be taller. I ain't know he was gonna be that short, man.
Oh, he's not as tall as he look on.
I'm 6'4". There's some people that I saw yesterday at Media Day that I thought they was gonna be tall. My man Jamie Walker, hey man, that's my guy. AT.
Well, yeah, about 6'2".
No, he's not. I'm 6'4". Jamie about a good 5'7". What's up,
What up, man? What's going on with you? All right, too. What's up, Coach?
What's up, man?
Ain't nothing to it.
What you think about this? Because I need your first of all, this projected order of finish because it's different from what you said on Sunday, right?
Yeah. I got the according to them. The top three I didn't get. Well, I said Fan was gonna be number 2, Jack State number 1, and Alabama number 3. But I did get the A&M right. I got the BCU right, Valley right. I said that PV will get number 1, and then Alcorn number 2, then Southern number 3, then Grambling 4. Then I said PB and Texas Southern.
Okay. Now, what do you think about the list? So I don't want. So first team offense, I think is straight.
No, I think Herb should have been on there. Quay. I mean, not Quay, but the Browns. Was it the Towns Blue guy? That big offensive lineman. I think he should have been on there. But as far as the running backs, I like Kendrick. I like Ron. I've liked him his whole career. I like his speed, durability too. Eagling just a big back. I mean, but
Different.
huh?
I say he different.
Yeah, Eagling. Yeah, he's talented. I like him. Offensive line toss up. I do agree with the wide receivers. Definitely agree with that tight end. But if I had a choice of the two, I guess because I love a lot of strict offensive output, I would have gone against the grain and given that tight end from Valley first team. Yeah, number 84. He's a game changer. He's a game changer. So I with Southern, some holes, there's some holes there. It's that they just got to work on that defensive backfield and the wide receivers. Give Biden some targets. Because but they but being that they have an old season, what you call them, the Gentlemen's Club, they gonna run the rock. They gonna run that. They gonna run the rock. 'Cause that's what Graves does.
And use a tight end.
Yeah, that's what Graves does. I mean, well, you're gonna definitely use the tight end now because what's the name of the tight end coach? So, and he knows how to get them involved. So you definitely gonna do that. But but I think they're gonna run the rock. Gonna run the rock because Graves like that ground and pound. But like I said,
he mentioned he's gonna be more balanced.
Yeah, the only thing I just see is, like I said, on your skill sides on both sides. On your skill players on both sides. You just gotta, because Carter was a big loss. Teacher was a big loss. Big loss.
But we got Chandler Winfield. We got that kid Brown.
Nope. Mm-mm.
You don't like Brown?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. He basic. I mean, he all right. I mean, he can start. Yeah, he can start. Catch problems though. His radius now. He got to work on his radius. But I think, like I said, I mean, you can get Fred McNair to work with that too. So I mean, you have the one reason why I had y'all third is because even with stuff that y'all lost, y'all got a great coaching staff, in my opinion. It's just old school, but I mean, you got some guys that's been successful. So you have to put that into play. I mean, and like a lot of people, they look at, see, I give actually football analysis. I don't get into the fandom stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a guy was arguing me down about this stuff dealing with FAMU, and I'm like, if you think about it, they lost their best player, and you know who FAMU's best player was?
Marcus Riley.
Who?
No, their best player was Willie Simmons. That was their best player. Yeah, they lost. Yeah, that was their best player, hands down, offense and defense, special team. So I mean, like I said, but I still got them coming number 2 though. I do. But Bama State, I just think that's the top ticket to talk about right now. But those guys that they had on first team defense, there's really 2 guys. That's really 1 guy. Let me see. I would say 1 guy that I agree with, and that's Dozier. The rest, Burgess, no. He wouldn't even start at Jackson State. He probably wouldn't even start at Southern, to be honest.
But he didn't even start last year.
That's what I said. That's so. Like I said, I just think I just think it's It's a hot take right now. But I'm not saying that they have a terrible team. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not gonna ever say that because they have a good coach. I mean, you got to give him
You
his
don't
credit.
like Burgess?
He's okay. I mean, I've seen him. I've seen him in drills. I've seen him in one-on-ones.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen him in one-on-ones. I've seen him in drills. I've seen. I've seen him at a camp literally get destroyed by a guy that's on Jackson State team right now. That's going into his sophomore campaign. Like he actually fell down, and this boy was in the 10th grade in high school when he did that to this man. And he was a freshman in college. And Isaiah Spencer actually made him fall down. Didn't touch him, didn't do nothing, just ran around. And next thing you know, he fell down because he was trying to basically what he was trying to do is he was trying to do a punch and go off a sluggo route that was called, and he did sluggo. Then he tried to punch and hit as far as the coverage, and next thing you know, he was 20 yards down the field, touchdown. So, I look at stuff like that, because I always remember you. When I watch these clinics, when I watch these 7-on-7s, and, I'm a very fair person. And then when I watch actual game film on you, but I don't think a non-starter the year prior should be all SWAC nothing. But again, like I said, it's the hot ticket though. So, like I said, they're going to play some great ball. No doubt about it. We're going to see what Andrew going to do. We're going to see what Body going to do. But the scurvy now is, them 5'10", 5'11", 6 feet. I don't know if that's gonna get it in the SWAC, but we'll see. We'll see. It's gonna be interesting.
So you feel like when they got Andrew Body, that will put him over the top?
No, I know. It's just they run a good defense, and they just do enough just to win the game. They do enough just to win the game. They remind me of it's two teams actually. They're mirror image of each other, and that's Prairie View and Bama State. They mirror image of each other.
So you think they still would have been first place if they wouldn't even got Andrew Body?
No, I don't agree with them being first place now, because I think Florida and Jackson are better, even with the additional Body. Yeah, I broke that down the other day. I don't have anything against Andrew Body, but like I said, I just looked at their receiving core and I don't see it. Keyshawn was the answer. And then even with the other little guys, the little small frame guys that they had, you could have run Keyshawn as a decoy and then just let the little burners burn. But see, now those guys are gonna get bumped off the line.
Mm-hmm.
That 5'10", 5'11", 6 feet, 170 pounds, 180 pounds, you're going to get jammed in the SWAC. You know that, Coach Green. You're going to get jammed. You're going to get jammed.
One thing I always know, man, because I even do this in basketball.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to really find out when everybody step on that field.
Well, the games have to be played, of course. That's a course. But like I said, the only thing I can do now is just give, what Doc and yourself come up and ask me to do. Just give my analysis on what could happen, But like I said, the game has to be played. It has to be played. It's going to have to be played.
I don't see nothing wrong with what you said.
Oh, yeah.
It's basically
I too, but of all the people, me and Doc, we're going to give you, we're two of the people that's going to give you honest analysis. I don't have to, of course, I did go to Jackson State for one of my degrees, but I'm going to still give you an honest, analysis. Like, okay, this is what I
bias seeped in there, though.
Oh, man, there you go. There you go.
Everybody got their bias now.
But no, but you got to give me credit on this. Remember I said last year, I said the best DB that I saw. Remember I said that last summer. I said the best DB that I saw was that Carter kid from you guys. And what happened? I said that. I said, man, that boy, he got the tools. I don't understand. I think it's still we're still in the transition of still trying to get the light placed on HBCUs because the way y'all used him and the way he can be used in the NFL, I don't see how you forego a kid like that can actually be in a rover position that can line up in the slot, cover your slot guy. He can hit the running back. You can run a stunt with him, and then he can hit the quarterback. Then the guy can get a pick six for you. Me personally, I just think that deserves to be in the league. I just do. I don't care if he go to Southern or not. The boy's good. He was good to me, and I've seen a lot of football because, like I said, well, of course you guys know I refereed in the SEC, and I've seen supreme talent. But when I saw him, I was like, oh yeah, he got it. I was telling my partner, I was like, he got the wrong uniform on, but I'm gonna give credit what credit's due. Like he was that good.
He had the right uniform on.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. But now,
so here's the thing. Here's the take right here. EA, he said, "How can you be number one preseason and lose to Miles with the so-called best defense in the SWAC?"
That's good.
Because they beat Jackson. That
good
same team lost to Miles, beat Jackson.
Which of the But losing the Miles is like your ex-girlfriend trying to come back.
They may have lost the Miles, but they beat y'all.
Well, I mean, I come from the old school, man, that to beat a man, you got to beat the man. And I, based upon, what FAM has brought in, I think I wouldn't have been mad, like if they'd have been at that number one slot, but I don't think that they should have been ranked behind Alabama State. But that's my own opinion, though, because I'm looking at the rosters. I'm looking at what you do on offense. I'm looking at what you do on defense. And I don't know if Andrew Body can push them over the hump against good teams. I don't think so because he's going to have a running game, and I don't believe in that running back that they try to say is all SWAC because he is 170 pounds, man, and that ain't gonna cut.
But you gotta look at it. You gotta look at this too, though. When you think about Jackson, y'all got a whole new defensive coordinator. But y'all defense was terrible last year. That what it was 3-3. What that defense 5-2-3, whatever the hell that was. He was running.
Oh, you talking about that 33 stack? They only gave up 14 points to Southern. That one?
Dude.
You talking about that one?
See, you letting your bias come in. See, I know.
I'm just telling the truth.
But it's but you gotta think about it. If you want to talk about that Southern game, it was all our offense fault, really.
No, it was your defense.
All our offense fault. But that game was pretty close.
It was your defense. But anyway, because y'all let a guy named Jason Brown beat y'all, and that's just what it was.
That's okay. Our offense put our defense on the field too much, though. Yeah. You can't win a game when your defense is on the field more than your offense.
That's true. But like I said, but in all honesty, I'm gonna be very, very locked in on Alabama State because one thing I do know about Andrew Body, if he's on your team, you can score at least 21 points. I do know that. I ain't no fool now. If you got him on your team, some kind of way, whether he got to play 1 on 11, he can give you 21.
So the difference between with Alabama State the last 3 years has always been who's the signal caller, right?
Well, the biggest thing is they always had a pertinent run game. And with the guys that they have there now, I'm just saying in the defensive backfield, because they've always had those 220s, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like FAMU, them 220s, 230s, those kind of guys. And they don't have that now. So I don't know if the new OC is going to go to, if he's probably going to go to, if I was him, I would go maybe RPO, mix in spread, go to the tight end. Then I would, have I just have my wide receivers just do comeback routes to body when I need the first down. So he won't have to use his legs all the time. And I mean, and that could work. It could really work, but it
depends on his personnel. What type of personnel he got?
Man, I saw a running back they had that was preseason all SWAC, and he numbered 100, and they got him listed at 190. But I've seen him in person, and he's smaller than I am.
Which running back that is?
I can't think of his name, but he wears the number 20 something. But yeah, they got, and I'm like, I don't know, but maybe they know something I don't know.
Hey, we saw a small back in the SWAC, tell up the SWAC now.
Oh yeah, one from Southern. Yeah, we know. Oh, I remember.
What are you talking about? Tillery?
No, you talking about that? No, you talking about that little dude. That little dude that was 5'4", 150 pounds. I can't think his name, but I too know.
Quinn.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm talking about based on that. I'm talking about based on that. There was another back at. I'm talking about
Willie Quinn.
I'm talking about based on style of play. That's all. Based on style of play. Because see, y'all ran him, but you got to understand the way y'all ran him. Y'all would run him some like delayed draws. Y'all would run him on a instead of doing like a RB dive. Y'all going left, right, and he gonna run out to the cusp, which you already know. He gonna try to beat you to the sideline, and he was so small that once he get out there, I mean, you couldn't catch him.
Small and explosive.
Mm-hmm. So, but see the thing about it, unless they've changed the offense, because like I said, Alabama State, they run a bunch of running back dive, QB dive. They run tight end in the seam. They run, last year they ran FB drive because they had that fullback. So they run a lot of drive plays. So I don't know, but they said I heard they got a new OC. So maybe they'll have Andrew Body, playing kind of like that Jalen Hurts style, which potentially he can be that, but he just got to work on staying healthy.
I think isn't that the OC?
Hold on,
they used to be running back coach at North Carolina A&T.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, he did. He so did. Yep.
Coach Greg, right. Hold on. So EA said, you said there's rumblings and whispers from us at Jackson State that Morgan may not be the starter, that the new transfer is better. I'm gonna put it just like this.
We got two viable options though. So that's we got two viable options, because the thing about it is we actually have baby Cam Newton and we actually got Cam for real. So that's all that is. He played just like Cam Newton. That's Jacobian's game. That matter of fact, he even said it. That's his favorite player growing up. So that's not even an issue.
I said this,
you just make sure that Junior gets that start. That's what you do.
So
Junior gets the start. We're gonna score 42 points by half.
My thing is, but here's my thing though.
Yeah, Junior is not good, man. He's been in that system for a long time, but he's not that good.
But here's my thing with
I've seen him in several camps.
But here's my thing with Morgan and McCoy. Jacobian should know that playbook like right now running back. You getting it from the best person in TC Taylor. You getting it. Yep. You getting your offenses from the best player.
Well, this is the thing. One reason why I was saying just even not even having the blue and white glasses on. Now you gotta play caller now. That's gonna call plays, and and then you got to look at trench play as well, because trench play is going to be a real factor, especially when it turns cold. Will you still be able to do the same thing that you could do when it's 100 degrees outside? That's what football comes down to. It comes down to weather conditions, momentum. It comes down to formation. It comes down to play calling. That's just what it is, and it comes down to personnel. So I think TC has the personnel that he needs to do what he really wants to do.
I don't think. I mean, the whole thing is you the starter until you ain't. It's always been. The job is yours until either A, you don't want it to be yours no more, or B, you get hurt, or C, you get outplayed. So to me, some folks don't understand when you just looking at when he's better, he can run, he could do this. But does the offense, let's get this straight, does the offense, the offense fits who? That's the question.
Well, I can say this year, you're going to have to score 28 to beat JSU. You're going to have to.
You think
you're going to have to. Man, TC is everywhere he's gone. Even he took a sorry, when I say a sorry team, I mean, Mound Bayou High School could have beat Kahoma. I'm not, and for all the Kahoma people out there, I don't know if you are out there, but at the time I was staying in the Mississippi Delta, and they were horrible. And TC came there and had the same personnel, maybe a couple other pieces, that was added, and they won 8 games the next year. And it was basically the same team. I mean, when I say they was horrible, like horrible. I think that particular year before he got there, I think out of 10 losses they had, they got blanked like 7 times. It was in a local newspaper. They were that horrible. And if you check TC's track record, I mean, everywhere he go, I mean, the offense gonna be, they're gonna be pretty good if he's calling the plays. So, but I mean, like I said, the games have to be played. This is gonna be a very exciting year in the SWAC. Like I said, I just think it's, my prediction, J-State and PV. But we'll see. We'll see. And like I said, the thing with Prairie View is that with Bubba, it's just that Houston Oilers, man. I mean, when you're playing Alabama State and when you're playing Prairie View, you're basically playing the Houston Oilers. That's who you're playing. What are you?
The issue with you saying Prairie View is, one, their defense haven't been good, and we don't know who their quarterback is.
Yeah, but you know what? The thing with that's I'm just going off of just the coaching ability, for really, just to be honest, on that pick. But it's just they're the masters, and Bubba McDowell has just mastered it. I mean, you got to give him credit. He makes the game ugly, man. He just makes the game ugly, man. I mean, they're gonna come in with purple and gold on, and they're gonna leave with blue and green. That's just the way they operate. If you look at those Houston Oilers teams that Eddie Robinson played on, that Bubba McDowell played on, and Chris Dishman played on, because all 3 of them played together, they just make it ugly, man. Like you got to really go in there and put your foot on their neck. Like now, FAMU, I give them credit. They went in there and put their foot on their neck. To where you couldn't even make the game ugly. But that's just what they do. He's satisfied with winning maybe 6 games on his side. And if you look at the way they win games, they probably win them no more than 7 points. No more than 14. 14 is a blowout win for Prairie View. Like I said, they just make the game ugly. And another thing, what they don't do, they play very clean football. Not too many turnovers, not too many penalties. The only person really that turns the ball over on their team is the QB. Everybody else just kind of play mistake-free football and, very sound, old school, just backyardish, not too much play design. You kind of know what they're going to do, and they'll execute what they supposed to do. And, it's the same thing with Alabama State. But like I said, they do have a one-up, and I can kind of see probably why, now that I think about it, why they put Alabama State number one, because they're saying, okay, with that style of football, now they have a quarterback now. So maybe that's it.
What do y'all feel about, how y'all feel about the commissioner and the leadership that he haven't been brought to the conference? And what do y'all expect for him to do as far as just trying to elevate the conference to a whole nother level?
I think the needle is pushing forward. I like him. I don't think he's done anything wrong. Because a lot of people, I think they don't do the proper research on things, and I'm not accusing anybody of anything, but you got to understand, but prior to Charles McClellan taking the helm, the conference was $9.4 million in debt. Mm-hmm. And now the conference, which is 4-5 years later, they are ahead $13.4 million. So, that's, to me, that's astounding. And also, I think that he's doing a good thing, because he really doesn't even have to have that job. Because I don't think a lot of SWAC people, they must not know or may not be informed. That NCAA men's check that he get for basketball, mm-hmm. It's probably about three times the size of that check he get from the SWAC. Mm. And I don't think people just kind of know that, or maybe they're blind to the fact, or just don't want to accept it. But Dr. McClellan really doesn't have to do that job. He can just go work in NCAA full time, and we'll be fine.
I feel like nobody's perfect, but I feel like he's doing a good job myself too, because mm-hmm. everybody is expecting certain things to happen so fast, but not understanding everything takes time. Like, everybody been hammering for the SWAC network to actually mm-hmm. show games.
Yeah.
This is the first year the SWAC network gonna actually show football games, but they've been showing baseball games and softball games. But he wanted to make sure they get the right cameras and everything to do the football stuff.
That's correct, because you have to have hash to hash. That's correct. You have to have hash to hash. You have to have a chain game. You have to have scoreboard. You have to have umpire. You have to have white cap. You have to have end zone. You have to have. You also have to have. It's one more camera. The camera they put on the. What's the word I'm looking for? Pylon. You have to have pylon too. So then you have to have upstairs video too. So being, like I said, I'm a former rep, so I know where all that stuff goes, because prior to when we used to arrive at the game, all that stuff already set up, and then they're testing it. So yeah, you have to have probably like 12 to 14 cameras to pull that off. So you have to, it's a lot that comes with that, as opposed to like a baseball, you can just show the field, outfield, infield, and that's it. But, when it comes to football, you have to cover all the bases, because that goes into the replay when you go to the UA upstairs. The umpire administrator, for those calls, when they send stuff upstairs, he has to have different angles to look at. So you're going to have more camera footage, to cover all that. And that's probably what he was doing. And I thoroughly agree with you guys that, yeah, he was probably trying to get the best camera, the best people to do it. It's a lot that comes with that. So, but at least he is going towards that. And and then you got to look out. I just think, give this man another year or two, man. I think he understands the mission. The mission is the SWAC, regardless of what people say, SWAC is the hot ticket. It just is what it is. It is what it is. I got partners in the MEAC and all that type of stuff, but they know that you're going to watch a SWAC game. You're going to be interested. You're going to come on the chats. You're going to come on the podcast. You're going to, this, that, and the third. SWAC is like a black version of the SEC. And you just got to sometimes you just got to take your fandom glasses off and just be honest. That's just what it is.
I add this. As much as some people sit there and criticize HBCU Go, all I'm saying is for a media company, basically a startup media company, everything takes time.
It does.
It's going into and it's crazy. It's going into its third year, right?
Yeah,
it's going into its third year, and now you're going to see more games.
I'm gonna put it to you like this: your damn show can't record it on no iPhone. I don't care what you say. You ain't gonna be able to do that. Because like I said, you have it's just different. I still got my ref pass, so both of y'all are welcome any game you want to go to. And if y'all want to go there early, I can actually walk y'all down on the field and show you what I'm talking about. Like it's a lot that goes along with that. And then you got to think about the cameras that always sit above the field house, because you got to have two right there, one on each side, on the home side and the visitor side. When you have like that one box. Yeah. When you have like you call it the one box. You got a visitor side, you got a home side. So you got to have cameras right there too. So you have to capture everything, because like I said, you got to capture hash to hash. Then you got to capture the sidelines. Then you got to zoom in. Like when somebody, let's say if they stepped out of bounds, you got to have a camera right there to record that, like right by his foot. So it's a lot that goes along with that, man. So look, I commend him. I commend
Charlie Neal said the best. He was doing an interview.
Okay.
And Charlie Neal said when he was at BET, they was lucky to have 3 cameras. The most time they had 2.
Yeah. But the game is changed, and then it's faster too. The game is faster. The game has changed. The kids are bigger. It's a lot, man. It goes along with that, dog. So I salute y'all, for supporting him. I really think that he's going to continue to be better. But I think one thing I do like about him, and I see both of you guys were kind of insinuating, he does believe in a quality product. And we, at SWAC schools, we should be happy that we have a commissioner that believes in a damn quality product. Mm-hmm. You should. If anything, you should be very, very happy that, he believes in a quality product. There's a vetting system that he does. It's just a lot that goes along with that. So, like I said, and like you guys said, you get those right cameras, you get the right angles, then you're gonna start getting better calls and stuff like that, because all that stuff is streamed. And when it goes upstairs to the UA, a lot of this stuff gonna get shot down. Or if you got a bad UA, the bad UA ain't gonna be working next week, because now you got an NCAA violation. So
now we just gotta wait for what the next complaint gonna be.
Hold on, Coach Green, but you know what though? Everything's gonna say something. Everything's gonna come into play when we go back to the negotiating table. So remember, the ESPN deal is gonna be up in in just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna go back to the table, and he like I said yesterday, he didn't want to get into the logistics of all that because it's really not him. It's because it's the presidents and the chancellors that run the schools. He had to answer, he just got to answer to them.
Yeah.
So
people, that should be common knowledge that he couldn't disclose anything like that. That's common knowledge. That if I asked him, okay, what was his process when he pledged capital? Like this commissioner, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's supposed to be common knowledge. You're supposed to know not to ask those type of questions.
I mean, but you
not
said don't
accusing
ask, just don't
anybody
ask them.
you can't do
about HBCU go payouts to the schools, but
it's
public. But it's public record though.
Yeah, it's public record. But the thing about it is, if let's say, I think I kind of hear what you guys allude to, but this is a thing, and I want people to understand how the NCAA works. Let's say he said, okay, the SWAC made $10,001 Saturday, right? And if it comes back and they only made $9,999, then that's a violation. So that turns into legal then. So I'm guessing that's probably why he didn't say anything, because number one, that's public record, and then also the finances are not to be disclosed. That's in-house. That's in-house stuff. So
so
it doesn't. That's not rocket science. That's not rocket science.
It's not. But people get mad.
Who got mad? What you talking about?
No, people get mad because he don't want to disclose all the details.
But that's not his decision to do. You know what I'm saying? Because the simple fact, remember, the president doesn't report to him. He reports to the presidents.
Yeah, he reports to the president. And like I said,
and what the presidents and the chancellors want, you know what I'm saying? He might be in a room and say, hey, this might work, but what do y'all want? What number do you see?
Okay. How it should have been looked at, not trying to cut you guys off.
No, go ahead.
Now, how it should have been looked at, because I think I'm knowing what y'all talking about now, what you're alluding to. Think about Roger Goodell, right? Dr. Charles McClellan is Roger Goodell.
Yeah.
Roger Goodell reports to the Chiefs, the 49ers, whomever. List goes on and on and on and on.
Just like with Adam Silver. Adam Silver don't report to the owners don't report to Adam Silver. Adam Silver reports to the board of governors.
So no, if Charles McClellan would have released that information yesterday, he would have probably just been down to one check. I mean, not pocket watching, nothing like that, but he'd probably been down to one check today. And I hope whomever was saying that, I hope they do understand that there's rules, regulations, and guidelines and also that's why you have different conferences, because different conferences, they have a base model, like a template that they all follow. But then each conference also add articles into the template. And that's why he didn't do that. If I was him, I wouldn't have done that either then, based on hell no. Why would I disclose something to you? And basically, these presidents, I know that's a no-no with my bosses. That's
Right.
crazy. No, that doesn't make sense.
They
See,
want him to sit there and tell it. They want him to be transparent with everything, but that's not his say so though. They not
No,
understand that's not his say so.
no, that's not. He can't do that. He can. He's the say so for the men's basketball for the NCAA, but this is different. It's different between being conference based and NCAA based. I hope people understand that.
It's the same. It's the same way with Coach Green. Your commissioner is Dr. Kiki Barnes, right?
Yep.
I'm not about to. I talked to her earlier this year. I'm not about to ask her how much is the conference getting for a TV payout with the HBCU plus deal and stuff like that.
You better not do that.
She did not. She never put out the exact number.
She never put out the exact number, but she's not gonna put the numbers out anyway.
You better ask yourself: is your name Byron Allen? Are you his cousin?
She's not gonna put that out anyway. It's just the same thing with Dr. Stills over at the MEAC. It's the same thing with the other two commissioners, the CIAA and the SWAC.
Every conference commissioner.
It's not about to see. You can only see it like we get so enamored, y'all. And this is where we come in. We get so enamored because when we see conferences like the Big Ten and the SEC getting these $billion deals between between multiple networks, and we be like, damn.
No, that's not.
They don't even
hold on. Let me clear that up. Okay, I see where you definitely see where you're going now.
What I'm saying?
The reason why
we get enamored when we see those numbers. We be like, man, how can we get that? But
let me clear this up, man, for people to understand this. The reason why those numbers get released is because those channels that they're getting it from, they released it.
Mm-hmm.
Like when they did the Fox deal, Fox let that go. When they did the ESPN deal, ESPN reported that. No, you can't do that. I mean, I hope ain't. Well, anyway, I'm kind of out of that, but I'm on the other side of that. But no, you can't do that. The only reason why those numbers come out is because those entities are the ones that award those deals. Yeah, I hope they would know that. And if anything, HBCU Go can release those deals, can release what is done. But then a lot of that stuff be public record because all you got to do is just because those are taxation. You have an EIN number, and all you got to do is just type it in, and it'll show you right there.
But there's another thing about it. This is another thing people don't understand. All of the whole every detail of, even though it's public, not some stuff ain't public because you got to think about it. You got Berman, you got Bethune-Cookman, which is a private institution,
right?
So the conference necessarily don't have to show everything.
Well, I mean, with something like that, I mean, being that it's in its infant stages anyway, I don't believe they're going to release nothing like that anyway because it's still in its infant stages. I mean, most stuff doesn't begin to turn over to about the 5-year mark anyway.
Yeah.
Now, if you'd had, and I know this might not be a popular statement, but I'm gonna say it. If Coach Prime was still in the SWAC and you had that HBCU Go deal, yeah, it'd have been done, through the roof. But it's still in its infant stages, though. So you have to consider stuff like that. I mean, like I said, but to clear up to anybody in the chat, I know what my co-host, panel was talking about. The right direction for what Dr. Charles McClellan did yesterday or whenever, that was the right thing to do because you can't, he reports to people and then, like I said, it comes down to, okay, if I have this president over here, this president likes stuff to the penny. If I have this president over here, then this president can say, okay, well, no, I don't want that to go out. And then this president over here, like, whoa, do what you do. You are our guy. But you still have to account for the person who says don't do it down to the penny, because that's a power, that's an adjourning vote. So probably he probably thought about that. And the thing about it is you can't release that information anyway, because it's still in its infant stages. And then it's still like a question mark. How many people are going to subscribe, or how many people, are going to actually view it. See, all those numbers are still in the infant phases. And then for those of us who knows about corporate finance, you don't have to begin reporting that stuff till after the third year anyway, because the IRS gives you what's called a corporate grievance.
Well, it's about to be 3 years coming up for the HBCU Go deal, so we'll see. And then too, when you think about it, when it came down to broadcasting games and stuff like that, remember ESPN still had the first right to refusal what games they want to broadcast, and so that's the reason why you're seeing so many damn Jackson State games on ESPN. Now you got two of those things.
So Neil was happy about that.
On HBCU Go.
So Neil was happy about that.
Yeah, because look, he want to be at the, Trump did want to be at the vet. And I'm so mad at myself that I didn't even get it. I seen him and I didn't even get a chance to go in and introduce myself to him, because he was talking to other folks and everything. And I'm like, you know what? I don't care if next year I'm gonna speak to the man and
but you might want to kind of do it the right way, because like I said, he's my fraternity brother, and there's some stuff got up under his skin. So
I ain't talking about I'm not talking about Dr. McClellan. I was talking about Charlie Neal.
Oh, okay. Yeah, be mindful of that.
Oh no, it's so crazy. Like I said, I talked to Dr. McClellan like just chit chatting with him and stuff like that. And I don't know, he a busy man. He trying, he got to do his appearances with everybody. And he went around and did appearances with everybody. But we, when it comes down to just looking, just asking the questions about that. Once he said what he said, I'm not asking no more questions about that.
Yeah, you might just want to leave it alone, because at the end of the day, I don't think he's just a nasty person like that, because I've been around him before, and he's very kind of cool, calm, collective, very professional guy. Now, if it was something that was asked of him, which I still don't know, nor do I care, but I do know he's kind of agitated, because, like I said, we speak, not me and him personally, but me and some of the frats or whatever, we all speak, and we know him. But
that because people lying on him.
But also
you said people lying on him. Oh Lord, well, don't do that. You might not want to do that.
But also talking to him about the movement of the basketball tournament from Birmingham to Atlanta, and I was like, shoot, that's a good deal. And he broke it down just like that. And so I'm like, well, if the Council of Presidents and Chancellors wanted their game to be the tournament moved from Birmingham to Atlanta, then that's what we gonna go with. And I think, in a sense, Birmingham could have did a little bit more better with the way that the tournament could have been promoted and whatever, all the stuff that they had available in the city.
What is the thing? You gotta understand, he's trying to push it towards that digital network. So that's one reason why he's saying that he's trying to get the digital network up and running and involved for all sports. All schools get a chance to be on it. And what he wants to do is have, like multiple channels of it. You see what I'm saying? Where it'll be on the HBCU Go app. It'll be on ION, the ION. Then it'll be on the what is it? the griot.
The
They
grill.
Rio.
the grill. Yeah. See, all that will fall up under that. And like I said, people, whomever, y'all referring to, but they should know that. Because you realize that networks aren't just one channel. There are multiple spinoff channels. You have like the big guy, and then you have spinoff.
Mhm.
And
And
that's
from when
more than likely that's what he's trying to do, because he's trying to give everybody a fair shake to have, television exposure, which we know people still will go to the games and stuff like that. But you might have the 75-year-old graduate that can't walk the stairs anymore, but they're gonna have on an SU sweatshirt every Saturday. And that will be stuff for them as well,
Yep.
and then also, more than likely he'll probably be able to have the ability to, show it at the dorms and show it, stuff like that, where you can still get viewership.
Look,
So,
80,
you have to
84
put
million
the thinking
locations,
cap
man.
on. You say what now?
84 million people can actually watch these games now.
Yeah, yeah. So it's just all about putting, like I said, sometimes when we take things a certain way or answer a certain way or maybe ask, questions that might not be in that time frame, sometimes we just put your thinking cap on and just understand that, hey, it's a brand that he's trying to build. And that's all. And that'll answer all your questions, as far as like the money and stuff like that, because I can see him, trying to negotiate a deal. I think based on who he is, and I think, and I hope that the people in the SWAC and our SWAC culture sees that if a guy applies for a job that's with the NCAA, he obtains that job, but it's a real big job. I don't think, I mean, just with that reasoning right there, you see where I'm going with it? I don't think he would want the SWAC to be stagnant, because it sounds like he's very forward thinking.
So now here's the thing though. Let's go back. Let's go back 25, 30 years ago. Right? Let's go back to 1994. And we go all the way to right now. How do y'all feel the progression of the SWAC has turned out in the last 30 years?
I think there was some ebbs and flows, but I think it's getting back on track now, because one thing, what is my opinion? When Bob Johnson was over BET, those games were shown.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of hurt us a little bit when we had sold it to Viacom and stuff like that, because they didn't believe in it. Only thing, because I mean, you guys know, not trying to be joking or whatever, but it turned into Madea, some store Madea doing every other hour. And you think about it, the 106 and Parks was gone. The BET Top Live 5, whatever that stuff was, the Freestyle Friday was gone. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you went through the ebbs and flows of that, but I think right now the light has been cast back on the SWAC. And one reason why it's like you hate it, but you love it. The noise talk, the fandom, that type of thing. Like, you hate hearing it, but you love that it's there because that's fan participation. And so when you start getting stuff like that, then it becomes the notion of, okay, we need to provide more access. And then right now, social media is just so on top right now that it's time to get streaming services. It's time to get, pay-per-views. It's time to get, more classics. It's time for that, because right now it'll be sold because of the fans. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can go on Twitter and get cursed out, but at the end of the day, you're gonna be at that damn game. Or you gonna watch it on TV. Your team can be 1-8, and you gonna still talk noise because it might be your rival, or who you may think that you don't like, or who you may know that you don't like, and you gonna go to that game, or you gonna tune into that game. That's just the way it works. So you have to have a forward thinker to think like that, because you got to think above all of that, because that's just mess. Mess sells. We know that. So at the end of the day, how can we take the mess and make the most profit from that mess, and also make the most accessibility from the mess?
Mhm.
And I really believe that's what he's doing.
What you
Like I
think?
said, that's just my opinion, though.
What you got, Coach Green?
Hey, he pretty much said it all right there. He said it all right there.
And then as far as financially,
But hey, I'm looking forward to this season.
Oh, me too, man. I'm gonna make a Southern game this year, man. I'm gonna hit you up on the Twitter.
I think we're on the right track.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit you up,
Say that
Coach
again?
Green. I said I'm gonna hit you up, Coach Green. I'm gonna come to a game in Southern, although y'all coming to Jackson State, and I got you when you get there. Well, Doc know too. When you get there, I got y'all when you get there. But I said it last year, but I am this year. I'm gonna pick me out a game. I'm gonna come on down to Southern this year.
Man, I'm about to be in Florida though, man. I'm be in Florida next.
Really? Where you going?
I'm going to Jacksonville.
Oh man, nice city. Oh, you trying to hit the beach, huh?
Nah, I'm moving down there. I ain't gonna speak on it just yet, but I'm moving down there for.
Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it. But just know now. When I come, I need some Jacksonville Jaguar tickets now. I need some. Hey, I want to go see sunshine. Hell, Jackson State used to have a sunshine, so hell, I can go get to see the real.
Maybe if my Saints come to town, I got you.
Oh, well, there it is.
When Saints come to town, I'll be there.
What you think Derek Carr gonna do, man?
I'm just gonna cross my fingers, bro.
I like Derek Carr, though. I actually like him.
You gonna cross your fingers on him, man?
Bro,
I like him. I like him. I guess
we haven't
because
been
I'm a
right ever
Bears
since
fan.
we got cheated.
I guess because I'm a Bears fan, and you know Justin Field was our savior, but then we got rid of him, and I wish we could have kept him as a bridge quarterback. But hey, we got they say we got the unicorn 2.0, so I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it.
We haven't been right since we got cheated. Versus who that was that they ain't call that pass. Whoever that was, they ain't call that pass interference.
The Rams.
Yeah, that pass interference, man. We ain't been right ever since.
Yeah,
we was on our way to win the Super Bowl again.
Oh yeah, man. I tell you what, I enjoyed that because y'all killed Peyton Manning, and so that right there was enough for me.
Look, I hated it. Hey, we hated to do it because he from New Orleans, but we had to do it.
Yeah, you had to do it. But I was happy that Drew Brees got him one. You know,
yeah,
I was happy. You're
supposed to have two though.
I didn't know he played how hurt he played. That was crazy, man. That was crazy. So was that story true? That they actually had to take ribs out?
No, they had to take the ribs out. But
they said it was something with
his shoulder was messed up from when he first got hurt.
But no, I read something about they were saying like his ribs was either broken or something, or they had to do something.
His ribs was broken. Yeah, his ribs was broken.
Yeah, I remember that.
His ribs was broken. But
man.
we knew his arms was messed up because as that last year when he almost won the Super Bowl, his arm strength wasn't the same.
Right.
But his arm strength was always going down when he was in San Diego. He was with the Chargers. But he really, on the real though, I'm gonna be honest with you. Even when watching him when he was at Westlake, Austin Westlake, he was not the biggest. He didn't really have the strongest arm, but he had the knowledge because his senior year, he won a state title his senior year.
Well, hell, I couldn't see it because he went to Purdue, and I'm a Michigan fan, diehard Michigan fan, and we used to kill their ass. And he never throw 300 yards versus us.
All them Texas schools in Texas, all them Texas universities in Texas, and not one of them, they let him get up out of the state of Texas all the way to Purdue.
Brother,
Mhm.
Coach Green, it's a lot of, I'm telling you, being here in the state of Texas, it's a lot of kids
Oh yeah,
that
no doubt about it.
decide that they've been in Texas for so long that they don't even want to play for the flagship school.
Well, I mean, you look at Texas, California, and Florida. I mean, that's just it. You know, if you halfway decent in those states, you're going to get an offer somewhere. I
You
mean,
and Coach Green, you an
yeah.
LSU fan, right?
Yeah.
The number one receiver in the nation. Well, I think no, not number one, number 4 receiver in the nation, the Corey Moore. He was pinned to go to y'all. He was committed to go to LSU, and he decommitted. And everybody thought that he was gonna go to Texas. Everybody was guessing, like, man, he's going to Texas. He's going to go down with Steve Sarkisian. We talking about a kid that runs 100 in like 10-2 flat, and he decided he going to Oregon. Talk about a kid. We talking about he's on the same team where the number 1 quarterback in the state, number 1 receiver, number 1 running back, number 1 defensive player.
Nike
right.
handing out that
all on
money,
the
bro.
same team. All on the same team at Duncanville.
Bill Knight is handing out that money, bro.
Yeah, he hands it out. He hands
But
it
you
out.
know what though? I don't. But see, here's the thing though. I don't think it was more of the money. I just think that folks, Texas folks, Longhorn folks thought that he was going to come to them after he decommitted from LSU.
Yeah, well,
Like,
they got to come with that bag.
even Texas A&M was like, I'm not touching him. We don't, because I feel like he's going to go to UT. And we know that Texas A&M both Texas A&M and Texas got oil money.
Well, I mean, you got to understand. I mean, you got to pay to play because, you know, Rashad was the guy, Rashada, the quarterback. Yeah. I mean, he was already on the contract for NIL, and look where he going. He going to Georgia. So they had to double that money.
That was stupid on Florida to even the coaches in Florida to even say that we gonna give you an NIL deal. That ain't your job. So now not only did you not promise this kid this money, you done broke NCAA violations just saying that you gonna give this kid money.
Well, what he's done is what they've done is that their arch rival, they've given them basically 3 to 4 more years or more hell. That's gonna have to be paid because I know you got Carson Beck. You know, he's up there with Shador as far as the top quarterbacks to come out. I don't agree with it, but you know, that's what they're saying. But I mean, Florida just giving their arch nemesis 3 to 4 more years of hell because when Rashada touched that field, Lord have mercy. And that young man for Tennessee, when he touched that field, he showed you in the bowl
he already touched it. Yeah, he showed it in the bowl game. I love
you a glimpse. He showed you a glimpse of what's going to happen.
I'm Rocky Top all. Look, when it comes
it's about to go down.
When it comes to FBS football, I'm Rocky Top all day, every day.
Yeah, it's about to go down.
Some people look at me like, how the hell you root for Tennessee, but you live in Texas? Because
hell, I'm from Mississippi. I root for Michigan, so I mean,
I don't like UT like that. I rather look. I don't like you. I hate UT and I don't like A&M. If you give me either one of those schools to cheer for, I go cheer for Texas Tech.
Well, I mean, you should. I mean, look at that offense they've been running since the goddamn 1800s. Throw it every down. Throw it more.
I go cheer against Texas Tech. I just don't. But man, one last question before we roll up out of here. What do y'all think about Paul Feinbaum, what he said about Colorado and Shador? I'll let you go first, Coach Green.
You know, that's Paul Feinbaum for you, man. That's what he do. That's exactly what
he did. What he said was actually true.
I don't think it's true. I think that's just his opinion.
Mm-hmm. Enough said. I agree with Coach. I mean, because only a fool knows. Like I said, I saw him play in the Orange Blossom Classic, the very first game in 2021. I was like, I see what they're talking about. But that very second game, when he played Tennessee State and had 5 touchdowns, I said, Lord have mercy. This young man here is the one. I don't know what nobody has. I don't know what they don't see. I mean, you gotta give it up to the man. The man just he's it. I mean, it is what it is, man. I mean, he's that Deshaun Watson mode that, and you know, he's just it, man. I mean, damn, give credit. My thing is I guess because I've been around so many student athletes, the same way you guys have. I give credit what credit due. I've gone through the okay. Well, ref, can you come check my son out? This type of thing, or can you come check my daughter? I mean, I've been around so many student athletes that I can watch them play basketball 5 minutes. I can watch them play football 5 minutes. I can watch them play baseball 5 minutes, taking that bat, be in the field, whatever. And I'll be able to tell you, honest, like, okay, whether they got it or whether they don't. So, I mean, you just got it, man. And like he said, like Coach said, Paul Feinbaum, he wouldn't be Paul Feinbaum unless he started some controversy, because
I don't think he was particularly aiming at Shador. I more like when I was listening to it.
Well, he hates Deion too now.
He was shooting down. He was really shooting down Deion.
Yeah, he hates Deion. They've never had a great relationship. Even when he was at Florida State, he didn't like him because remember, Coach Prime. Well, he was what was he doing? Well, prime time back then. How could he be riding around, like this and hanging out at FAMU and wearing gold already and all this type of stuff? But Feinbaum, and how did the Yankees draft him and they paying him already, all that old type of stuff. But they haven't had the best relationship. So, but as far as their team this year, 500 each. 500 each.
I'll put it like this. I'll put it like this. How many quarterbacks would have did what Shador did with a bad offensive line?
0. Well, I say maybe 1 or 2, maybe, and that's a maybe. Like that offensive line that they had, and you getting sacked 60 times in 1 year, man. People don't understand. Those are just called recorded sacks. You realize there's a such thing as called hits by QB. So, that's why, I try not to talk about it because I know it, know the game like that. So we're not even adding that. So really, to be totally honest, for all the fans out there, y'all got to understand, he probably had anywhere between high 50s to 60 sacks last year, but the young man was probably hit about 80, 90 times, or probably more.
Oh, you hit by.
And that's not good for no quarterback. I don't care who you is.
I don't care, man. You can be Cam Newton. And get it like that. That's that. Your career gonna be, and then you trying to get up off the ground and still go try to throw a touchdown. That equals, and for all people who don't know, that equals NFL quarterback. That's who you start your franchise around, because you realize in the NFL you're gonna have a way better line. You're going to have way better receivers. I mean, just everything. That is your franchise guy. You start him.
He didn't get sacked that much at Jackson.
No, he
in
did.
2 years at Jackson, he only got sacked 56 times.
There's 2 teams out there. I love Dak Prescott. I hope the best for him. I want him to stay because he admits it. Well, he from Louisiana, but he went to my school. Let me finish. Coach Green. He went to my school, Mississippi State. So, but no, I want him to get
Unfortunately.
paid. But it's two teams that if they don't re-sign that, it's two teams should have an open wallet for Shador, and that's the Cowboys and that's the Las Vegas Raiders. There you go. That's your guy.
Yeah.
That's your guy.
I just hope the offensive line hold up so he can have that opportunity.
Yeah, you know, and I think the thing about it is that I think people took out of context saying about the Super Bowl and stuff like that. But if you think about it, only thing they meant by that is just the gunning for them. I mean, yeah, there was a 4-18, but you cannot tell me that some student athlete or some coach out there in the FBS is still not gunning to basically smear this in his face like you were just a project, you not on our level. So of course they're gonna get up every week for that game. Come on, man. Let's not read that much into it. I mean, that's the only thing. I mean, it's kind of like when people say, okay, Jackson State is everybody's Super Bowl. There's not one team in the conference that doesn't get up to play Jackson State. And those are facts. Those are facts. So, I mean, that's all what that was. He just...
Nah, I started to treat y'all like another game.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, loser. I mean, I get it. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I guess that is another game, because lately we just been working on scrimmaging with y'all. So yeah, you right.
Hey,
I mean, we will,
chill out. Chill out.
I mean,
chill out. Calm down.
I think Jason Brown had his second best game of the year versus Southern. I mean, I'm just saying.
That was luck.
That was luck.
No,
I don't know about luck, man. But
that was 300 yards passing is what that was. But you're right. I guess that was luck, though. Yeah, last time I saw that, also it should have been 14 more because Irv Mulligan he didn't fumble. And then also when that guy, like the first couple plays of the game, when y'all hit that tight end and he got hit, he caught and fumbled and we returned it, but y'all called it back and said it wasn't a completed catch. But when you go back to the replays, you saw that he caught the ball, took 2 steps, fumbled, and then that was touchdown. And then also Irv Mulligan said when his knee was down, he was across the plane. So that was touchdown.
What the official said.
Oh, well, okay. That's good question. Good. That's a real. Now that right there, I think that's the best question you could ever ask me. I don't know what those officials say because from what I know and some of my colleagues that are coming into this league this year, from what I was told, them guys work in high school again. So that's shams.
Well, hey, this is another thing.
They're not SWAC officials anymore.
This is another thing I want people to understand. Since you're official, because you could contest to this. This is another thing I want people to understand. Everybody always holler the term SWAC refs. And these people don't understand. These people don't just work in the SWAC. They work the Division II level along with the SWAC.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
And some of them work the Sun Belt.
Division I.
And some of them work high school too. Yeah.
Yep.
It's because one thing is because of the paycheck. It's just, because if, we have, to even be an official in the SWAC, you still got to have a class 4.
Mm-hmm.
So being that we have class 4s, why am I going to make, 500 to 700 when I can go make 17 to 2,500? So that's the problem is, the pay just got to get better. And then you got to have clinics as well. You got to have clinics. I mean, that's the thing. And most SWACs, they don't have to do but like 4 hours of CEUs, which, because I know a lady went to Jackson State, Paris, she always be talking about, my colleagues, the officials. And I had to explain that to her. Like, it's not really required that they have all those CEUs because on the D1 level, you're supposed to have at least 24 CEUs every year. And I mean, you got to watch that film, so it's, I just think it just comes down to clinics. You just gotta have those rough clinics. I mean, I know we all know the game. People from the stand know the game. The armchair quarterbacks know the game. Everybody knows the game, but you have to have clinics because clinics are implementation. For real time situations on the that you're gonna run across.
And then let them know about this part. The officials getting graded every game.
Yeah, see on our level that's true. You supposed to grade out every game, but the SWAC they don't use a point system, and I thought that was kind of strange because I did attend the ref luncheon about 2 months ago for the SWAC because I'm really I'm on the fence. I got to go to the doctor again 2 weeks from now and let them check me out, but. If not, like I said, some of my colleagues are coming over though because they looking for work. Because hell, the FBS so competitive right now, man. Because they up the pay, and so they got guys now that's coming from the NFL to be officiating some college games now. Because I mean,
it's all about who to get to that level.
Yeah.
Well, it's about who but it's about putting in your time, and you got to go to these camps, man. You got to go to camps and clinics. I mean, it is what it is.
It is. That's true. That's true.
It is what it is. You got to go to camps and clinics, man. I've probably gone to over 30 camps and clinics in my career. There. I mean, at one time I was going to like 3 a year. But once I reached the top level, the 4. The big four, we call it the big 4 certification. I mean, you kind of good. The only thing you got to do is just CEUs, but I love watching the game anyway. So CEUs aren't hard to me. I like football anyway. I like football, basketball. I mean, I'm a sports junkie. So stuff like that's not work to me. That's just fun time. Grab a beer and just watch some games, and call some games from, but yeah, I think it's going to be a little shift, but for all the people out there in the SWAC, if you're seeing the same things, the only reason why you're seeing it because this person might have done Vidalia High School Friday night, and they might be at Southern the next day, and that's why.
Well,
not wait a minute. That's not to say that they don't supposed to be doing their job. That's not to say that, but it's just because
they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, they supposed to. They supposed to.
I'll say this, man. I appreciate both of y'all. And I appreciate.
Oh, you're welcome. Anytime, man. Anytime, man. Thank y'all for. Man. No problem, man. Let me go ahead and get off, man. And man, y'all be safe, man. And let me go ahead and get off because my son calling me. Y'all be blessed, man.
All right.
You too, man.
All right, Coach Green. I appreciate you for jumping on, man.
No problem.
Calm and collected. You weren't screaming this time, so we all good right now. But nah, man. Today though, bro. I'm just be honest with you. It was a real treat to be there in Birmingham again this year. So
that's what's up.
It was a real good treat. It was a real treat to see everybody, all contemporaries, coaches, players, FIDs, the ADs was there as well. So
video boards.
Yeah, everybody. I even got my interview with Tiffany Green. That was one of my personal takes. I want to get this interview with her, but she would
get Charlie Neal. Now your next goal is to get Charlie Neal.
My next is to get Charlie Neal, of course, the commissioner, and then also editing sites. I don't care what anybody say that woman fine. That woman is fine. I ain't gonna lie to anybody.
Hey, I got one favorite interview that I watched though.
Coach Maynard.
Tamona and Coach Bear.
Yeah. But you know what? I was sitting right there. I was sitting right there. So I'm gonna tell you how the table was, right? So Tamona is sitting to my left. I'm sitting right here, far right towards the corner. Blue's table was facing the other wall. He's to my right, so it was Blue and Coach Fred. And then right next to Blue now was Pooh with Golden Boot. And so so I had finished up. I was trying to figure who I had finished up with. I finished up with Coach Maynard. Because I interviewed Coach Maynard. Man, I gotta figure out how to get the sound on it. I done messed up on something. But I went to go talk to Blue and Pooh Bear, and all I heard was I was like, I know this nigga ain't. Excuse my language. I know this nigga is not barking up in this thing again. I was like, man, I couldn't do nothing but laugh. I couldn't do nothing but laugh.
Dog, the face that Timona made was just gold, bro.
Man, you know what? I was like, I couldn't do anything else, man. But like, meeting the podcasters, Pretty Girls Love Sports, they was cool.
Okay.
Of course, Stephen Gates over there, HBCU game day. I'm trying to get on. I want to get on with him, but you know what I'm saying? That's another story right there. That's another day.
You should have got an interview with him, man.
You know what? I'm gonna do that next time. I'm gonna do that next time and pick his brain because you know he know a lot of sport. You know he know a lot about sports too. So I'm
and he deep into D2 sports too.
Oh yeah. We that, and that's another reason why with my platform, I just can't be all about my alma mater. And I love my alma mater so much, but it's so many of us out there. So it's so many of us out there. So I gotta be able to talk sports and talk football, just talk anything with everybody in mind. But other than that, I know some things that I said I was gonna try to invest in. One would be wireless microphones, the lapel mic, the lapel mics. I'm trying to invest in that. And it, like I said, it's kind of hard to do that because I work a regular job. And I could work up to 35 or 40 hours a week. And then I try to do this, which is another job right here. And so any type of funding money that I get in from my regular job, I'll go towards where I, living expenses and stuff like that, food, making sure light, the bill, the electricity is on, and all this other stuff like that. So I try to make sure that I can balance everything out, but it's been kind of hard. So and I'm the type of person. I do ask when I do ask for help. When I hear the word no, I'm not gonna ask no more. That's just me. I've always been like that. Even my granny asked if I need help. I asked my granny for help one time. She said nope. I was like, nope, I'm not asking my granny no more because she done, I'm like, she done a lot for me at the time when she was alive. I'm not even worried about it. But I know that is one thing that I'm considering trying to get is the microphones. I'm also in need of lighting because I have a home setup. I brought a home setup with me, and everything fit in one bag. And I put that junk on the bus, on top of the bus with me. Man, please, I'm not about to. Y'all think y'all crazy. I used to work for Greyhound. Y'all think I'm crazy. Everything coming with me. But so those are what I'm trying to donate. And like I said, I'm always taking donations. It's just not, donations come, donations go. I just try to do what I can to make sure that I bring out the best quality show to everybody. Even if it is Coach Green talking about Southern 99.99999.5% of the time.
I like the fact you got the new logo up there too, man.
Yeah, man. You know what? Because I thought about this. I thought about it. I was on the bus, right? On the bus coming back. You know, I woke up this morning. I think we stopped in Shreveport. And I'm like, yo, when I get to the house, I gotta do a overlay because I think it's about the time for it. And so, and then too, I'm like, how about just putting all the conferences that I'll talk about, even the new HBCU athletic conference. It's not new, but we all know the reason why it's new, the new name. Of course, Tennessee State and Hampton and A&T is always going to be talked about. So I kind of came up with this within like an hour or so. So when I guess when I finish up, and I'll probably do it either tonight or tomorrow, I'm gonna go ahead and put the rest of the other schools at the top so I can kind of boom, we got it going on. So I just thought about all this stuff. So it's always, man, I'm always thinking about stuff. I'm always brainstorming about certain things. And then also too, with a crew that I got, man, they tell me, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do this. And I'm like, man. But then again, this won't be successful if they didn't stay on my head about that, right? So, and I know everybody donated for me to get down there and stuff, and I deeply appreciate everybody from the bottom of my heart for getting me down there and getting me back in one piece and in good health.
Yeah, I'm glad you was down there, man. And you enjoyed it, man.
Oh yeah. So this time when I go down there, next year, for media day, we gonna try to do this the right way. Yeah, I'm just gonna take I'm just gonna be there for a couple more days too. Yeah, but I also said I'm probably gonna go down to Mobile to catch the game, and that's around my birthday. So
maybe down the road you go to media day one day.
Well, you know what though? I was thinking about doing that. I was thinking about putting in the word for that. So that's what I'm probably gonna do. I'm probably gonna start putting in my credentials for every conference media day. Even for HBC athletic conference, whenever the media day is good for them, start up for them. I'm gonna go ahead and put in all my credentials in, and let's see where the chips may fall. But I wouldn't mind going to the East Coast. It's been a minute since I've been on the East Coast. It's been a minute since been on the East Coast, and because I talk about them all the time, so might as well go.
Yeah. Then eventually you'll catch all of them.
Oh yeah. I mean, you got to pay Paul sometime, but I ain't gonna try to get on that.
Hey, it's all about you just work your way up, man. That's how I go, man. You don't move too fast, you just move at the pace you need to move.
Hey, I appreciate that. I need some words like that. But man, let me get up off this thing. I already appreciate you, Coach Green. Hopefully, whenever you get down in Jacksonville, Florida, you get it, and it's gonna come into existence.
For sure.
All
right,
man. Oh, good show. I know it's been a minute since I did almost a damn near 4-hour show, but it was coming. It was warranted. But that is the next thing as far as donations go that I will be working on. I'll be working on to get is the microphones, and more likely I need to get a banner. I need to get banners here here and everything, so we can get everything going. But like I said, I appreciate everybody for sitting me down there, making sure that I was okay, making sure that I was safe and sound. Y'all know, because I was on the Greyhound, and it was, it's been a minute since I did that. It's been a long time since I did that, but riding a bus like that, but I did it. Will I do it again? I probably would, but just not cutting close like that. But other than that, man, I appreciate everybody for joining me on this journey. And we'll be back on this thing more likely probably tomorrow. We got to see what's up. So we're going to start our series of breaking down film from the previous year. Also, if you are in high school, you're a junior or you're a senior, send in your tape. Send in your tape to me. We're gonna start something coming up, starting with, it's called the Overdrive Academy. So we're gonna talk about that. Send it to me through email. Send it through email, and you can email me at hbcuoverdrive@gmail.com. That's where you'll find that is the regular email for me. And you never know, I might you should be able to, I can pass this along to some other coaches around. Whether the tape is not football or basketball. What you mean, like baseball? Well, Olympic sports. Oh, okay. Track and field. Well, I don't know too much about track and field and stuff like that. So just send me football for right now. Send in if you're a junior or senior, send in your football tape. Okay, so it's the Olympic sport. Okay, Miss Tyra. But I would have to say, what sport is it, Miss Tyra? But swimming, he's ranked. I don't know about that. I can't touch swimming. I can't touch swimming. I can't touch swimming, but congratulations to him. Congratulations to him. But if you're watching on YouTube or if you're watching on Twitter, if you're a junior and senior, you playing football, you want to try to be seen by other players, by schools and other coaches, send in your film. Send in the film to hbcuoverdrive@gmail.com. We'll put it on the show. We'll have a section of a show dedicated to you, to those individuals wanting to do that, and we can go on from there. But that my next donation project is the microphones. You can always hit the PayPal, Cash App, and the Zelle. Where to send it to is in the ticker below. I've already said that. Olympics start next week. I've already said that. We gonna talk about that. We gonna get some Olympic coverage over here too. But yeah, that is the next phase of donation, is basically the microphones and a banner for the wall, for the background and stuff like that. But other than that, man, I appreciate everybody for joining me tonight and staying up tonight. All I can tell y'all, man, is I thank you. I love y'all. And y'all be blessed. Y'all stay safe. hug your loved ones, and man, it's just stay dangerous out there. We have to stay. We'll be back on there probably tomorrow. Make sure you give my little spiel. But either if it's not tomorrow, it'll be Friday. All right. Peace.